up, guys? This is XanNex here.
Huh?
Oh, hey. Then who goes next?
Alright, just go.
Oh my, we didn't.
Dude,
Okay, what
It doesn't
what do
matter.
you mean, dude?
What does it doesn't matter? We out here gonna discuss 2016 spring anime.
Oh, we didn't introduce ourselves.
Yeah,
It's
let's go.
fine.
Let's go.
Just go.
Let's go.
Yo, this is me, the Black Asian, aka Young Swagger 97 year,
Yeah, just a little waste man here.
Yeah, I
hi.
have no idea who that is.
I have no idea who these guys are. I just joined this place and I'm here.
He recruited us on like 4chan.
Yeah, it's a weird place. So who's this kid with the apple?
Oh, I'm Blotz. What's up? That's it. That's all you need to know about me. My name. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Move on. What do you mean? That's all you need to know about me.
just start,
Alright,
man.
What do you mean just
Alright.
start? No, like who are you? Who's this?
Yeah, who are you, bro?
How do you
Who is this kid?
pronounce this?
I don't even know how to
this
pronounce
name?
that. Is that like
Meso.
like Meso or something? Like who is this Meso kid?
Hi guys. It's pronounced Maso actually.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's so
And
cringy.
that's all you need to know.
Like why are you saying not
This
capitalized? Like, I don't even
introduction's
get
so
it.
cringy. So I'm just gonna let's just start. Let's just start.
It doesn't matter,
You
just
know
go.
me, I'm young, the Black Asian
Introduce
Young Knight
The
Swagger.
first anime. Shut up. It's 12 Sai Chicha Nabune no Toki Meki. So the synopsis is the story begins with Hanabi, a 6th grade girl who is neither an adult nor a child. Huh? She deals with issues such as accidentally witnessing her homeroom teacher kissing
Okay, nice.
Wow.
Nice.
and worrying about experiencing psychological changes before her friends.
Like-
This
like-
is the depiction of a 12-year-old. She's 12 years
12
old,
fucking
but
years
like
old, yeah.
she's neither adult or a child. That's
Hmm.
interesting.
Teenager.
Alright, your thoughts on this? Ben?
Alright, this is the depiction of a 12-year-old
Alright,
girl's
Mark.
innocent worries and first love.
True.
Oh god.
Did you watch this? Anyone watch
No,
this yet?
Well, alright.
Definitely
I was
not.
planning to watch this, but then again, I read it. I'm like, she's 12.
Right.
Why is this happening?
Right, but think of it not.
No.
How about Nan Biori?
This
they,
was
they
like
were all
some
kids.
16-year-old or something, It would have
And
been
also,
interesting. This is like
like-
pedophilia right now.
No.
Just-
Think about Nan Biori. Like, they were all.
But
from-
Nana Biori is just
It
like
felt like
all
we were
ages.
part
There's more
of a
ages.
Group though, like it felt like for Nana Biori, it felt like
Well,
we were
look at the
growing
picture.
up with them.
There's like two girls and two guys. What if we're growing up with these guys?
Relax.
It's talking about love. That's and
Yeah.
watching their homeroom teacher kissing.
I don't think they in the synopsis I don't think they truly explain what it's actually going on.
Right.
Yeah,
I-
don't
I
know
could be
what
somewhat
to do
different.
with it.
Right. It could.
But from
Yeah,
the
that-
start,
that's-
like this, just the art style doesn't make me
Well,
want
I look at the genre. Romance,
It's
school,
the
and shoujo.
shoujo.
So I don't
It's a
think.
shoujo
I
art
don't
style.
know. if it's
I'll
gonna
probably
be
stray
any
away
good.
from this one.
And when I'm looking at the
I'm
studio,
staying away from this one too.
Oriental Light and Magic, I don't know what they're doing. They're doing like Pokemon
Yeah.
movies everywhere.
Same with the next one. Yeah.
Okay. Enough of this one.
Okay, so the next on the list is Aikatsu Stars, and basically it
Exclamation
features,
mark.
shut up.
Forgot about that. Forgot about that, Meso.
It features the protagonist Yume Nijino, and basically she enrolls in this school for idols, and her and some other first years just aim to be at the top of the list.
Oh wait, did you just describe Love Live?
No, life is love life.
Yeah. I think this is supposed to be an inspirational kids show.
Probably.
It says kids in music.
Kids and like
Come on,
kids. Like when you know you have kids in your.
Alright, sorry, nobody cares
Hashtags.
about this, bro.
Nobody cares
Nobody
about
cares
this. Let's just
about this.
move on. Nobody wants to watch
Alright,
it.
you already know. This is the sleeper anime of the season.
Best anime.
Now, Unhappy 8th Note. Alright?
All right.
Eighth note.
It's
yes.
eighth note there, yeah.
The story centers around class 1-7 of Tenno Go Fune Academy,
Correct.
where all the students with bad karma or misfortune seem to be gathered. Hibari, a student in the class, beats the unlucky Hanako and the perennially unhealthy Botan on their first day of school. Together, they just like chill and stuff.
Oh, Botan. Oh, yeah. Oh wait, no.
Botan.
From Clanad, anyways.
But honestly, when I watch this anime, I just feel so happy.
do
I
you,
forgot
do
it
you
is.
explain?
Sleeper.
Explain. I don't understand.
It's,
Like,
alright, the
It's so
pace
cute.
flows well. It's cute.
okay.
Like
Their
the art is
interaction-
nice. The jokes are like it just
Their
makes you feel
concept-
so nice.
Their concept is good. It's like a
Yeah.
classroom about
Misfortune.
being
Misfortune.
successful, being happy.
Yeah.
The goal of this class is to learn how to be happy. So like
That's very lighthearted.
But everything
I
it
guess.
just flows so well. Sleeper
Looking
anime.
at the studio Silver Link, I might watch it because they done Nanan Biori. That's the
That's
plus.
so nice.
Yes, it felt it has that kind of
and
accent.
another thing,
And they
the
did
voice
Kokoro
actors are perfect. Their interactions with each other is perfect. Their voice.
Yes.
Yep. That's
Like,
pretty
it's
much.
actually-
Just watch it. Everybody watch this shit.
It's actually good.
It's actually
It's actually
bro.
good. Bro.
It's actually sleeper, bro. It makes me feel so happy when I
Like-
watch this.
And makes you feel
I
happy,
feel
right?
happy.
Makes you feel
It's so.
happy.
It's actually. It's pretty funny too.
It's pretty
so
funny,
funny.
bro.
I'm gonna have to watch.
Like it's not like a laughing funny, but it's like a
Right.
good
It's like
atmosphere
a
funny.
like a smirk lie, like a smirk funny.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
what are those?
Exactly.
Guess I gotta watch it then. I mean, I like the studios. Not on Biori. You already know it's a plus. They got
That's
Kokoro
supposed to
Connect
be
on their belt.
Silverlink. Do some good shit to Silverlink.
Silverlink's
Good work, man.
and Silverlink's also doing Tanaka-kun of this. We'll get to that later. Okay, we got the next one here. Bakuan with 2 exclamation marks. The story revolves around high school girls who discover the appeal of motorcycles. Sakura Hane is a high school student who looks a little bit like an airhead. On the way to her all-female high school one day, she is worn out climbing a hilly road with a bicycle, but she sees a girl named Ansa Amano who is riding a motorcycle. Sakura immediately becomes interested in motorcycles, and she and Asana join the motorcycle club at the school. Then Sakura sets out to get her license.
Oh my god, it's a scroll bar.
Yeah.
I just noticed that.
A sports anime with motorcycles.
Yeah, so basically no one should watch this.
Yeah.
It's
Leo did like nothing like really appealing. It's like all this old stuff.
Like
I
personally,
think they like motorcycles.
Detective Conan.
they did
like all
Detective
the same.
Conan, but putting away my
Itazura and the Kiss, which I have on my list to watch.
I don't know. I'll probably watch the first episode and see.
Oh, I didn't really care about it.
yeah.
Oh, there's
like,
what is it? Check mark, X, question mark, and X thing.
I have no idea. Just added that.
that's just added that. Anyways, I guess no one's watching Bakuan. Like even if I did watch
it's
sports,
not
I
appealing
think I
enough.
would have
Oh,
not
that's
watched
cool.
it anyway.
It's just like, what is this? Like,
Yo,
if I was a pedal like part 2 or something. Like I actually don't care about this.
Battle Spirits Double Drive.
I mean, we gotta.
Oh,
do
is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's me. Battle Spirits Double Drive. Just looks like kids playing with cards. But
Let's do it. Oh my God.
yeah, okay, I'll read it. Shunta. Oh my god. Shunta Mogami loves the Battle Spirits game. One day he is transported by a light from a Battle Spirits card to Spirits World.
Right.
The origin of all Battle Spirits, he meets a girl named Ito, who claims to have summoned him to Spirits World in order to prevent its destruction at the hands of the revived evil God King,
Like it. Okay.
who once plotted the destruction of Spirits World before being defeated and sealed away. Together with the confident green deck-wielding Yoku Albatrossa, who also came from another world, Shunta gets out to find the 12 God Kings whose power originally sealed the evil God King.
So basically every alternate world
just
anime,
out there.
and then you put kids card game in the middle of every like alternate world
game.
anime.
Yeah, so it's
world.
irrelevant.
Let me just put an X.
What is this?
X on
Hero
that
Hero
anime
Battle,
right here.
Oracle
God.
Battle, Hero Bank.
X on this anime.
Like all
X
those
on
shitty
this
kid shows coming
anime.
out.
Nobody cares.
No, we don't care about that.
Double check mark on this anime and an X on Bukan. Bakuan.
Alright,
You know?
Thomas, you already know.
Okay, next one's Beyblade Burst, and Beyblade is of course a classic series.
Classic.
And this
We
one's
just-
about Bart Aoi. And he's a hot-blooded kid who loves to attack and wields a Beyblade named Valkyrie. His close friend Shu Kurenai is an elite blader.
The blader.
I was a late later when I was younger.
He's
kind
a
of, yeah.
genius, but still puts in a lot of effort and wields the Beyblade named Spriggan.
Right.
Spriggan?
Beyblade Burst. I don't think anyone's watching it. I don't think anyone's watching this show.
This
Oh,
looks
I
like
think
a
everyone's watching
retarded
this.
version of Beyblade, bro.
I mean,
Like, these characters,
They didn't make a serious
compared to
version.
like the old one,
they actually,
like
yeah.
Tyson looked like a fucking badass, bro.
Oh my God.
Badass, bro. Yeah, Tyson
look
had
like
Ray.
These kids look
These
actually
guys
look
look
like
like
kids playing
some.
with
They
toys.
come out like I don't even know, man. Like they came out from Oracle Battle and they reused the same character.
Or like a badass.
Oh my god, bro. What are you doing to Baby?
Wow.
Ready? No, I got the next one.
Alright, boys.
Big Order. It's another one that was
Oh shit, that's a.
10
that
years
sounds
ago.
cool.
A child wished for the destruction of the world. Now a group of people has gained the ability, which grants their wishes depending on their power. They are called Order User. before these great people who has the power of order, one person excels most with the ability to rule and conquer the world and turn people into puppets. When it is under jurisdiction, that power belongs to Hoshimiya Eiji, who is also responsible for the destruction of phenomena happened exactly 10 years ago. So this is from the same studio that did Mirai Nikki. It feels very similar to
Azred. They did Mirai.
You're right.
It feels very similar to it.
Right.
I watched the first episode.
Yeah, they did Mirai Nikki.
Yes, like the characters feel like the same. So, but I like this. So, the only thing I have was problems with were the executions of like some of the events and the voice actors like doing not the best job.
Like, okay, I see. Yeah. Like they like the voice actors, they were like you felt they were stale. I don't know. Or like they didn't fit their character.
I felt they were stale, especially when so someone gets stabbed, right?
Okay.
It's like they didn't even care. It's like, I'm done.
I got stabbed.
What?
And yeah, also, I'm probably gonna check this one out.
I think the pacing's off a bit too. Pacing didn't flow as well. It still has the potential to be really good though. So I'll still watch it.
Okay. I haven't seen Big Order yet. It wasn't really on my radar. But I don't think I'll watch it. I don't think so.
I'll probably watch it.
No, it's pretty interesting.
It is.
It'll probably keep you interested.
Right.
But it just depends on how they execute it in the next upcoming episodes.
Right.
The first episode was pretty decent.
Fair enough.
Just had some pacing issues.
I'm gonna check it out. I mean, I haven't seen from Azred the studio because that's how I base off what I watch. I haven't really seen much other than
so cold.
Minami K. Have anyone seen that?
Oh, I only watched Mirai Nikki. I love
the Slice of Life, Minami K, which is actually I like that show.
True.
I didn't watch anything from the studio except
also they did the what do you call it? The hero, the demon coming into the Human Roadshow, which is a really long game, which I don't want to say. Maybe that's why they have pacing issues because they haven't done anything properly paced in a while.
Yeah.
Alright, boys. Looks like we're doing Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Moon Crystal Death Busters Hen. Third core. Why does this show have third core of Bishoujo Senshi Sailor Moon Crystal. The new season will assemble basically another Sailor Moon show. I don't think any of us are watching Sailor Moon right now.
It's not a season.
Third core, so I don't understand how the show.
Nobody cares about Sailor Moon anymore, bro.
Nobody cares about this stuff. It should have ended with the original series.
I actually love the original series.
I used to watch it.
I actually heard the original series. The English version was garbage. So apparently, he said they had a lot of dubbing issues.
Well,
it had a lot of
probably
dubbing
they
issues.
probably did. To be fair,
because Funimation's crap.
Well, to be fair, they've been doing better.
Funimation been stepping up their game recently.
They've been stepping up their games with the recent dubs I've seen from them. So fair. To be fair,
recently, I guess.
Yeah, they have. Alright, let's move on.
Alright, let's just move on because nobody cares about Sailor Moon.
Right.
Yes. Go straight to
this show.
Boku no Hero
Yes.
Academia. I read the manga for this. I don't know about the anime, so I haven't seen it. I usually don't watch the anime of the mangas I've already read.
I usually do it.
But here's the synopsis. What would the world be like if 80% of the population manifested extraordinary superpowers called quirks at age 4? Wow, early. Heroes and villains would be battling it out everywhere. Becoming a hero would mean learning to use your power. But where would you go to study? UA, High's Hero program, of course. But what would you do if you were one of the 20% who were born? I need to scroll down. Who were? I lost my place already.
Who were born quirkless.
You could just
born quirkless. Middle school student Izuku Midoriya wants to be a hero more than anything, but he hasn't got an ounce of power in him. With no chance of ever getting into the prestigious UA high school for budding heroes, his life is looking more and more like a dead end. Then an encounter with All Might, the greatest hero of them all, gives him a chance to change his destiny.
Okay, so I've seen the latest 2 episodes. Have you all seen it? Have you all seen the latest 2?
Yeah.
How about you, Meso?
No, I've read the manga though.
Okay, fair enough.
Alright, Brian, you want to start off? Did you watch it?
I watched it. I don't usually watch
So
shonen.
what are your thoughts?
I don't usually watch shonen, but I watch the show because again, Bones Studio, and Bones has proven that they can do well with Noragami, both seasons. Akagami no Shiryuki, so I was like, okay, this studio, they've been doing right. So I watched Boku no Hero Academia. The first episode, being kind of like a setup episode, still had me interested, which was interesting to see from a shonen. Especially from, I think you would agree, Michael, from the crying scene. That was pretty good.
Yeah. What they did with that scene,
That scene, because they
it caught me so off guard.
they contrasted it so well with the art style that it actually made me feel something for the main character.
I actually wasn't about like it was so like the atmosphere was so like it's an atmosphere where you wouldn't care about.
I thought I wouldn't care when he started crying. I'm like, okay.
And then it just hit.
And then it hit me. I'm like, the art style too. I was like, oh wow, this is actually pretty interesting. But my main concern with this show, with the second episode, they're setting it up. The main hero, he basically declared that he's gonna be the strongest hero in the world. This show is 12 episodes, so I don't know if they can pull off.
Oh, it's only 12 episodes.
Yeah, from what I know, it's only 12 right now. The only way they can pull this off is obviously to do more episodes, but right now I don't know if it'll pull off what it can do.
It's only 12 episodes right now. If you don't have a second season,
you don't have
your pacing's already off.
But usually for popular shonens, if it is popular enough, and I'm pretty sure this manga is very popular.
This will probably be popular enough.
They'll probably get more, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they'll for sure get more.
I don't know. It's pretty decent. Sorry. I like watching it.
Yeah, it was alright. I like the concept of it. And also like the themes of it too.
Even if he declared it or not, we already know he's gonna be the strongest. Like odds.
Main character.
Be strongest anyway.
Yeah.
The main character.
Main character is
strong
usually
plot armor.
Plot armor, basically, yeah.
I don't know. Right. The characters are likable. Everything's pretty good about it.
Okay. I guess we're moving on to the next one, which would be
no.
Yes, we're doing it.
Okay. The next one would be Bungo Stray Dogs, which features our main character Nakajima Atsushi, and he was kicked out of his orphanage, and now he has no place to go and no food. While he's standing by a river, on the brink of starvation, he rescues a man whimsically attempting suicide. That man is Dazai Osamu, and he and his partner Kunikida are members of a very special detective agency. They have supernatural powers and deal with cases that are too dangerous for the police or the military. They're tracking down a tiger that has appeared in the air recently, around the time Atsushi came to the area. The tiger seems to have a connection to Atsushi, and by the time the case is solved, it is clear that Atsushi's future will involve much more of Dazai and the rest of the detectives.
Alright, so me and Michael have seen the show, I believe.
Alright, Brian, you want to start off with your thoughts before I go in mine, bro?
Bones, again, they've done well. I still support Bones even though they're doing this show, which Michael...
Wait, hold up. Before you say that, why do you support Bones so much?
Alright, okay, let me just reiterate. Noragami. Okay. Who else here has seen? I know Meso has seen Noragami.
Oh, the Snow with the red hair. You watched that, yeah.
Okay, Akagami no Shiryuki Snow White with the red hair, which is an amazing show. You have to watch that, I'm telling you. Kekai Sensen, Battle Block, Front Blockade. That show, which is really good. Eureka 7.
Okay, I'm hooked.
Wait,
Eureka 7 was amazing.
am I looking at the right? No.
Eureka 7.
Eureka 7. Yeah, so they've done well. They've done actually good shows. That's why I support Bones.
And then they did Soul Eater Not.
And then they did Soul Eater Not, but that is like.
And then they did like Captain Earth.
We don't need to worry about that.
Hey, Captain Earth was okay.
Okay, you actually watched Captain Earth? I didn't even see Captain Earth.
I didn't watch it.
I did. It was good. The story flow was so good.
I remember talking about it 2 years ago, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
it starts off really.
We dissed it so much.
Yeah, we were dissing it.
Did you guys even give it a chance?
We didn't even give it a chance. We thought it was too goofy. We didn't care.
I watched the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, Thomas gave it a chance, bro.
How was Captain Earth?
It was pretty good. The plot thickens.
Nobody cares about Captain Earth, bro.
Okay, you know what?
Oh god.
Alright, Brian, what's your thoughts on
that was Bones. Okay, so
Dogs,
Bungo Stray Dogs, we see the first episode, kind of a setup episode. We see the main character being a tiger. We get this kind of detective vibe from everything. The genre is mystery, so we get that kind of vibe from it. I think it's like right now, not amazing, but I don't think it's necessarily super bad either. Like it's just kind of in the middle. It's just kind of good for me right now. It's still kind of interesting. I still like the characters. I still like the animation is really good in my opinion.
Right. So my thoughts on this, it's not garbage.
Okay, yeah. It's not
Right.
garbage. It's not garbage completely.
It's
It's
like
just
probably 3 tiers above garbage. It's just like
it's like not bad.
for me,
Yeah.
it's like bad, and it's I don't know.
Like I feel like some of the
just starting out.
It's
I know,
boring.
it's just
though,
starting,
like,
and it's gonna get a
but
second
let me
season.
explain you
So
why.
it's gonna
Let me
get
explain
24
why.
episodes. Okay, go ahead.
Let me explain why.
24 episodes,
Yeah.
and then of course it's gonna be like
We're gonna
It's
get
12 episodes.
No, I see it. They're gonna.
It says 12 episodes times 24 minutes.
Yeah, no, but then you look at it, it says sequel, so they're already planning out second season.
Alright.
So they already
Right
know what
now?
they're doing. Yeah.
Right now, the characters don't interest me. The dialogue, they try to be funny too.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say that the
dialogue
comedy,
is like
the comedy they
comedy is garbage.
try to put it out.
It's garbage.
They just try to force it out too much, and it
They
doesn't
force
work.
it too
It
much.
doesn't work out that much.
The
That
characters don't interest me. Though the plot line doesn't interest me. I'm just watching it because if I start an anime, I'll finish it. Though. Right now, it's a close second to like the most garbage one I watched.
Well, we'll get.
We'll reveal.
Yeah, we'll
It's not a
we'll
close
get to that.
second.
It's like
It's just like the other one I watched is
Right.
garbage.
I don't know, I kind of like. I still want to defend Bungo Stray Dogs. Give it like one more episode because we just finished all the secretarial work from the second episode. If you watched it,
Yeah, I watched it.
basically we got the main character Nakajima into the organization that fights or that uses superpowers to fight entities.
Yeah, but like, I want it to be more serious, but I don't think.
I
so.
feel like okay after the secretarial work we can make it more serious. Like I feel like
We
there's
could.
room to make it serious.
But after like
the-
the first 2 episodes and how they present themselves, how
right.
like, I don't think it's gonna work.
I feel like I'm still gonna give it hope because I feel like with the themes they do, like this. Why I relate this show to is Concrete Revolution. It's the same kind of superhero versus evil kind of situation, and I feel like Concrete Revolution they did so well, and I have trust in Bungo Stray Dogs that they can also keep up this kind of darker themes of superpowers. But if you don't have if you're gonna drop it after well you're not gonna drop it because that's what
No,
you
I
are.
don't drop.
Alright.
I said I'm gonna watch it. I don't drop anime.
Well, I also like
I give
how
everything a chance.
they present the powers too. Like with the writing style when they reveal each character, I like that. That's a nice touch to it.
All right. Next one I got, hard fight! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Vanguard G colon semicolon stride gate hyphen hand. It's the 3rd season of Card Fight G series.
That's basically a good. No one.
And if you watch that, I guess you're already watching this.
You're already
You know
watching
what I'm
this, man.
saying?
If you're watching Card Fight, you're already watching this. I'm not watching Card Fight
Or you're playing the game.
or playing the
Yeah.
game. Is the game lit? I want to know if the game's good, but
Oh,
the card
Tony
game.
plays it, bro.
yeah, I know.
The
I know he
art,
plays.
the art is amazing though.
Is it? Oh, for the card. I know. I've
Yeah,
seen card
the
art.
card
like,
is-
actual
the
card.
art
Actually,
is
looks
so
nice.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, if you
But-
watch Card Fight, I guess
Watch
you're
Card
already
Fight.
watching it.
You're watching Card Fight. Vanguard, G,
You know?
Stride, Gayhen, whatever.
Alright, next one, man.
All right, next one is Concrete Revolution. The last song, also known as Concrete Revolution, the second season, which I won't read a synopsis for. It's the second season. I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who's watching it right now,
It looked
Right.
interesting. I'm not
which
watching
is
it,
it's
so.
by Bones again. So I go by Bones. They do good shows. It's basically about
I would watch it if it was on Crunchyroll.
right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But again, I recommend watching this show. I think this one's actually a sleeper. It's not rated as well as it should be, but I feel like it's a really good show about superpowers. That's basically the synopsis of it. It's superpowers and fighting bad guys, but it does it so well.
Does it so well, so you'd recommend this to us?
I would
That's what
actually
you're saying right
recommend
now.
Concrete Revolution. Yeah, it's confusing at
Like
first.
a solidly recommend.
Actually, solid recommendation to watch the show.
Alright, I'll watch it.
It's not on Crunchyroll
Yeah.
though, but yeah.
It looks like
Yeah,
Bones is
don't
making
worry,
some bangers this
I don't
season.
watch this. I'm not like Thomas, bro. I just only watch on Crunchyroll, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah, but,
I have
That's why
been
this
known
guy's missing the best thing this whole anime season.
to
bro.
watch
On Crunchyroll.
things that are not on Crunchyroll, but only if it's worth it.
Right.
And
Right.
There's one that's
usually I
worth it.
watch
There's one
I'll
that's
tell you
definitely
after.
worth it.
There's
but
one that's
we'll-
definitely
we'll
worth it.
get
I'll
to
tell
it.
you
oh
after.
shit!
I'll
Alright.
tell
You
you
know,
after.
Alright, you have
The
the next one.
director for Concrete
Yeah.
directed Fullmetal Alchemist.
Oh, I didn't take that in. So now you have
Shout out
even more reason to watch it.
Yeah, I do. Shit.
This guy only looks at the studio. Dude.
I look at technicality because that's how I usually base off of where I watch a show.
Oh, I give everybody a chance, bro.
But yeah, see now you have
That's how you find the sleepers.
Wait, you guys are like, you guys are dissing me or something, fam? I'll watch something off of Crunchyroll if you guys recommend it to me.
What?
No, but like, not everything is on Crunchyroll. That's the point.
I'm telling you, the sickest anime this season is not on Crunchyroll.
There's so much on Crunchyroll.
He did Neon Genesis Evangelion as well.
Yeah.
I have to watch that.
Yeah, you have more reason. Like, telling you, Concrete Revolution is actually a good show that
Alright,
people aren't
I'll put that on my list.
picking up on.
Good work. Alright, Thomas and blocks sticks away.
Alright, what is this show?
Is it? Is it Duel Master? It's Duel Master VSRF. What is it just says the 12 Duel Master series.
12. I don't know how this show.
I don't even know there's 12 Duel Master.
I didn't even know there was 12.
The first one that
Duel Master
sick. When I was a kid,
you don't know what
this
Duel
was
Master
sick.
is?
It was the shit.
I don't know what a Duel Master is. It's the
It was
first time
sick.
I've ever heard of it.
It was.
sick.
I vouch for that. But like,
it's a card game, right?
You didn't like it? I liked it when I was a kid.
I've never seen Duel Masters in my whole
Yo,
life.
I've never seen. Look.
Alright, Brian, did you see it? No,
I played
XanNex.
Pokemon. I played Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't even fucking know. But
I know what Duel Masters is. I know
I have
what
some
Duel
Duel
Masters
Masters
is.
cards. I have some cards.
God.
I have Duel Masters cards. You'll see.
Anyways, 12 season of this.
Yeah, 12 season.
Whatever.
No.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a dedicated fan to like
Die
watch
Hard.
all
Dedicated.
If you're watching this, you're probably watching Cardfight Vanguard. You're probably watching like Hero Bank.
We're not dissing you, you know?
We're not dissing you.
These guys did this.
Right?
I'm not dissing. I'm just saying. If you're watching this, you're watching Cardfight. You're watching Oreka Battle. You're watching Hero Bank.
Recollection of ever seeing Duel Masters in my entire life.
I remember watching it. It was on YTV or something.
Alright, let's just skip over this one.
Alright, so basically the next one's called N-Ride. And it's about Shun Asanaga, and he's a 15-year-old junior high school student with an optimistic and bright personality. One day, he finds a mysterious crystal in the office of his father, who is a scientist and businessman. When Shun touches it, the world becomes distorted, and he is set into the world of Endra. Emilio, a prince of the kingdom of Endra, is nearing his 16th birthday and despises the reigning king, Delzane. Since Emilio is now at an age where he can inherit the throne, he takes up a weapon and attempts revenge. However, because Emilio is too weak, he is captured by Delzane and put in prison. When Emilio is in grief, the wall of his cell becomes distorted, and Shun appears from there with two goals: return to his world and complete Emilio's revenge. What future lies ahead for the two boys trying to survive in Endra yet raised in two different worlds?
Okay, N-Ride. Has anyone actually seen this show?
I was thinking about watching it.
Alright,
it's from Brainspace.
Brainspace, okay.
Has some
Bakuno.
good stuff.
Natsumi,
right?
Eugene show. Yeah,
But
Natsumi
the
book friend.
thing is-
Durarara. Yahari.
Yeah.
1 week friend. What is this? And I'm looking at this show. I'm like,
Yeah, that's what threw me off.
Literally,
honestly,
what is this?
I'll tell you
is
why I
this
didn't
show?
watch it. Why I didn't watch it.
Okay.
Because, one, the synopsis sounds so generic.
Right. Fair enough.
Two,
it does.
It's an original, so I don't know
Wait,
where
is it an original?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even take. Okay,
But
it's an original.
but what intrigues me is 24 episodes.
24 episodes. Which Brainspace does have the money to throw into a 24 episode anime.
Yes.
To be fair, like.
They have the money.
But why this show?
Looking for
That's
the
my
24
question.
episodes of something that's not going to be that successful.
Why this show, though? I don't know.
That's why I was contemplating about watching it. It's like on my hold list for now.
Right.
If I watch it or not.
So,
if I hear some good things about it, I'm gonna watch it. But so far, I heard nobody talk about the show.
I have not heard anything good about N-Ride.
I've never heard anything, not even like a single thing. Is good or bad. That's why I'm not watching it so far.
Also, again, like Brainspace, I have faith. Like a lot of these studios I love, like JC staff, they've been under, except for this next show that they picked up the slack. But I don't know.
All right. Any other thoughts?
Other than the fact that, okay, we're gonna show up the picture of each anime as we talk about it, and the main character
just elaborate.
So right now, Meso's in our hidden chat, roasting the main character.
I don't know, man. That like the main character and like his body, it just looks so unappealing. Like,
yeah, it just looks so stupid.
Generic hero template number 5 put on. Like.
All right, so the director for what was this? N-Ride.
N-Ride.
Okay, so He did a lot of things.
Okay, give us the 401. Let's see.
Alright, so for directing stuff, he did Valvrave the Liberator.
Nope.
Know about that one?
Nope.
No.
No.
Okay, pretty much he's more of a storyboard guy, so he's
Okay.
more of a storyboard director. For those, he did Your Lie in April.
Okay.
Oh, he did Yoza Quartet. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
Yozakura,
The old one, not the newest one.
Witchcraft Works.
Ill.
Fate Stay Night.
Ill. Wait,
That's
not the latest one, right?
Blood Plus. No, not the latest one.
Ill, okay.
Strike Glitches, Steam Detectives,
I don't
Sony
know.
Annie.
Nothing.
Sony Annie.
Nothing.
Yeah,
I still think this is gonna be garbage, bro.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I think we all
Most likely
agree.
gonna be
Oh,
garbage.
he did Natsume's Book of Friends.
That's
which-
okay.
Ooh,
That's
that's
good.
that's
I don't know about that one, but that's
Okay.
good.
I
He
don't
did
know.
My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu.
Oh.
I think he's the main director for that one.
Ooh.
You're doing Endride. You can do whatever you want, man. I'm still not watching your show.
But let's
Yeah,
be
I'm still
real.
not watching your show, man.
Like
I don't care about it.
everyone has their ups and downs. This is clearly their down.
They're
Like
not,
this
no.
is the bottom
Yeah.
of their career.
Definitely nothing to be seen.
Definitely not, bro. If
He
you're
also
doing,
did D-Gray, man. He did the storyboard.
Didn't watch that.
Chihaya
Alright.
Furu.
I need to
Alright,
watch.
let's
I
get
need to
it.
watch that show.
He did
Enride.
storyboard for that.
We're done with Enride. We're done with
Are we done with Fenrir? We're done with Fenrir.
Alright,
Okay. Let's go to this show. I like this show. Let's go to it.
Alright.
Which is this show?
I like
the
show.
show. I like the show, bro.
I like the show. What is this show?
Alright, let's get it started.
Show? It's Flying Wish, dude.
Language.
With
Nice.
JC Staff.
JC Staff, my favorite
So-
studio.
In a land blessed by nature's wonderful beauty,
Bountiful.
bountiful beauty, bizarre things begin to take place. Makoto Kawata, 15 years old, is a professional witch. She left Yokohama,
Hammer.
oh, that's an M, my bad, with Chito, her black cat, to live in the house of her relatives in Amori. This is where she begins to train as a witch. Even though Makoto's powers are still limited to just flying through the sky, she and her second cousins, Kei and Shinatsu, surely make the most out of each and every day.
So I've seen the manga for this, so I came into the anime like, okay, let's see if they're gonna do a good adaptation, and they actually did a good adaptation. JC Staff,
Yeah, it was nice.
who's
I liked it.
came back from the
The
graves, came back with Flying Witch.
Animation is a modern version. It's like a mix of like the 3D modeling,
Right, the 3D
Yeah,
model
plus the original 2D stuff with the
Right.
characters.
So Flying Witch, yeah, a good animation for sure.
Yeah, it had a nice.
I like the
nice
atmosphere.
little
The atmosphere was
vibe.
nice.
It was pretty.
It's so chill, and the background
so
music
chill.
is so nice.
Yeah,
The background
so
music.
nice.
Compliments
The
it.
background music you can hear throughout the
Yeah,
entire show.
Right. It
Its
blends in
music
well.
is pretty good. Its music is nice.
You watch this yet, Thomas? Naso?
Flying Witch.
Nah.
The latest episode 2 just came out before we got to
Yeah, I
before we
didn't-
started
I didn't
recording,
watch
so
episode two yet.
no one could have watched it.
I don't have enough sleep. I can't watch everything.
Flying Witch is definitely like slice of life lovers, like flood to Flying Witch.
Oh,
It's
so
comedy
basically I
There's
should watch
some
it.
aspects
Yeah.
of comedy.
It was pretty
Yeah,
nice.
some comedy.
JC Staff too,
It's
bro.
JC Staff. Look,
JC Staff
they
really
revived
good, man.
from whatever they were doing before. And it's JC
You know,
Staff.
Toradora, Sakusao, you know,
Kimi to Boku,
Other
which
stuff.
again, Kimi to
Prison
Boku.
School. I love
Prison School,
That was
which
fun.
they've been messing around with Prison
Golden
School.
Time.
Golden Time. I haven't seen Golden Time.
Golden
all
Time
stuff.
is don't just watch the first half and then
Yeah, the first half, and then the second half flopped so hard.
Okay.
Bro. But
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
it was decent.
They're coming back with Flying Witch.
Second half flopped. pretty good.
So yeah. Okay.
All right.
Future
Let's-
Card Body Fight Triple D, the third Future Card Body Fight TV series, right?
Yep,
All right.
another
No,
one
I
of
have a
these.
question.
All right, what's your
How
question?
did they even get a third series?
Good question. I don't know, man.
Who the
Wait,
hell watches
Who the?
Future Card Body
Fight.
bro?
Why is
But
it
if you
so-
do watch it, if
If you do watch it, good
I'm
for
not
you. Good
dissing,
for, good for you. Like
I just wanna just elaborate in the comment
just,
section.
just yeah, just
Why
why?
is it even on Crunchyroll? First of all,
Wait,
it has like the worst reviews on Crunchyroll. People are roasting it on this thing.
I only think the people watch the show just to roast it. That's just my opinion.
It's like
It's my
it's at the bottom of the list.
That's
It's
my
not even on the
prediction.
first.
Just
Alright.
Shows from 5 years ago are above the list, and then for Crunchyroll.
all right, just go on.
It's Future Card.
You know,
We're seeing a
Body
pattern
Fight,
with this
there you go.
season, but anyways, go on.
To me, this show. Okay, Asterisk War, second season.
Yep.
Uh,
Second season of
let's see,
Asterisk
Less than a
War.
century ago, a meteor collided with the planet surface, and the resulting disaster caused the next generation of humanity to develop a wide variety of amazing abilities. In the center of the meteor's crater lies Rika, a system of 6 academies known as the Asterisk. Ayato Amagiri enters as a transfer student, hoping to compete in a special battle event known as the Festa. However, he quickly finds himself on the bad side of one of the strongest fighters around, the beautiful but fiery Julius Alexa von Riesfield. To stand against her, he will have to rely on his own sword-wielding ability. But what? Oh, that's a synopsis for the first season.
Oh.
Alright,
whatever.
If you watch the first season,
Asterisk War, I didn't never watch Asterisk War. A1 Pictures, they're
to
good.
me, it looks generic. It looks like
I don't know about Asterisk War.
too much ecchi stuff.
I tried
to
watch it. I made it all the way to episode 10, but I just couldn't finish it. I knew the conclusion was...
God, how do you even get to episode 10 and not finish it?
I don't know. I
do that too.
Same thing every single episode.
Like, wouldn't you know that after the first 2 or 3 episodes,
it would have been the same anyway.
I thought it would like, cause Jimmy was rated.
Oh no, Jimmy has terrible.
No,
he told me to watch Blade and Soul.
Don't base anything off Jimmy.
Jimmy he watches the worst stuff. He told me to watch Blade and Soul.
The intro.
Blade and Soul was my first 4 out of 10.
Intro music and the outro music and the animation was good. It's just the story.
A1 Pictures. A1 Pictures.
The fighting scenes, like, disgusting. They're not really disgusting.
Never watch anything Jimmy watches, bro.
Right. To elaborate,
it's a fighting anime.
Jimmy's our friend.
Right? There's a fight in every single episode, but the fight scenes are just, the movements are just so, they're so rigged.
Like this.
No fluidity. And
the kid that only watches action and he watches shit action.
Yeah, I'm with Jimmy here.
You watched Blade and Soul, bro.
I really tried. I might. I know if I'm bored one night and like I don't have internet or something and I've downloaded this for some reason, I'll watch it.
I've seen some clips
just to finish it off
from the show.
Just to say that I did it.
It's like A1's Picture answer to the metagame, which is action ecchi shows, which is flooding the market right now.
Honestly, though, I think if you're a first-time anime watcher, like you don't know about like the gems.
Well, yeah, if you're watching like for the first time, you're just getting
like
into
if you're not comparing this anime to any other anime, then it'd be okay.
Right.
But like these guys are probably roasting. Yeah.
Yeah, they're roasting the next show. All right. What is the next show? Tom? What is the next show?
No, I heard this is actually good.
No, I heard things.
I heard it's legitimately good.
I heard things that's mad at best.
What you're hearing is because the game.
The game, no, it's hype. It's hype game, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a hype game,
so good. The game is good. Story.
Yeah.
So good,
I don't doubt the game is good. I don't know about this show.
I don't know if
what is the show? What is the show?
Alright, so the show that we're all talking about is Gyakuten Saiban Sono Shinjitsu Igi Ari.
And what is that? What does that mean?
Also known as.
And basically, it's
Phoenix Wright.
It's Phoenix Wright. That's all you need to know. Like Capcom announced at a stage event at Tokyo Game Show on Thursday that its Ace Attorney Gyakuten Saiban Koru Battle Game, so it's based off a game.
Yep.
Or visual novel. Is getting a TV anime adaptation.
Which is this one.
And it's airing this season.
Yeah. So A1 Pictures got it for some reason, pouring money into the show. I don't know if it's good. Haven't seen it.
It's from what I've heard, up there on Crunchyroll right now.
That's what I'm saying. I heard it was actually decent.
Okay.
That's why I was like, I'm not even roasting.
They have all the original voice actors, I believe.
The game. Wow, that's
the show. The game, yeah.
Oh god,
that's impressive.
That's impressive. That's good.
I legitimately heard this was okay. That's what I'm gonna say. But I'm personally, I'm not watching.
I'm not big.
I think.
Yeah, not gonna watch it.
I think the people who actually have played the game are pretty much
they're gonna watch it.
Happy with how the anime is.
For sure.
People who haven't played the game and watching it as just like based on the anime, they say that it's about average.
Probably true.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds
about right.
It sounds about right. All right, what's this next show?
You already know. High Fury, also known as High School Fleet.
Yep.
So, it's an original.
Yeah,
so, the synopsis goes as so. In the sea we live and the sea we protect, and by the sea we grow. Japan, 100 years after plate subductions caused many other countries to be submerged. To save the remaining countries, the coastal cities that have been built up were launched into the seas, and the seaborne routes between them expanded. With this expansion, a need for personnel that could safeguard the seas arose. Women began to see employment in this new industry, and soon the Blue Mermaids, those who keep the sea safe, begin to be a source for admiration for many. The childhood friends Akeno Misaki and Moika China sought to become Blue Mermaids themselves, and together with others who shared their dream, they enrolled in Yokosuka's Marine High School.
So I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who's watched the first 2 episodes.
I was intrigued by this.
I'm planning.
Alright, so High Fury, okay.
Yeah.
At first it seems like Can Collection, which I did not finish. I don't know if you guys watched or finished it.
Nope.
No, it didn't intrigue me enough.
Alright, so Can Collection is basically a similar style show with girls in the sea fighting each other, or rather monsters. Except every girl is a manifestation of a battleship. This show is a bit different because the girls are actually crew members, which makes a bit more sense. Except when you see this title, High School Fleet, you think, okay, they're going to be learning about going to sea and fighting, but that's not the case. So the first episode starts off pretty light. We see the childhood friends being separated, they're on different ships. At the end of the episode, I'm not going to say what happens, pretty much turns the whole show's atmosphere 360. And that's why I'm interested in the show, because
180 fam.
180.
360 goes back to the way it was.
360.
Yeah.
I was a bit too amped for the show, because it's just actually pretty, in my opinion, right now, I'm pretty intrigued. They blend in.
I was very
atmosphere.
intrigued by this show, but the synopsis, like, it was so vague. What it would what it's trying to say.
It's vague, and the synopsis does not give it any.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I was iffy about watching this show or not. Otherwise, I would have watched it for sure.
Right.
The art looks intriguing. Although it's by a studio that's like.
The studio is like it's all. The studio's like nowhere. IMS.
I've never heard.
Like these guys are so low key.
All I know is the other anime they have out right now is utter trash.
Right. So, but they also done Inari Kong, which is a good show. But like, not even looking at the studio, I was just like, okay, let me just watch this for fun. And I was like, oh, the last episode actually caught me off guard for some. Like, I mean,
why can't you do that with every anime, man?
Well, because it's not High School Fleet.
True.
Like, it's not High School Fleet. I can't watch.
Oh, who got this one, bro? Whoever got this.
Before that, like, I also like to mention like.
Oh yes.
Wait.
Sorry.
Yeah, I also like to mention the atmosphere. Like, it blends in like lightheartedness with the seriousness of the show. The darkness.
Naginasakura.
What?
Not really. It's like it does.
Naginasakura was serious.
No,
Gargantia and the Verudius.
Oh, okay. Gargantia. I actually watched that show. That was actually alright.
Yeah. So it was pretty chill.
Actually,
until the plot.
Until the plot kicked in.
Yeah.
What I attribute High School Fleet was like that. I forgot the title. That high school zombie show. Thomas, you've seen it.
Dead Man Wonderland.
No. The High School Girls of Zombies.
High School of the DXC. High School of the Dead.
No. I'm trying to think of the title. I don't remember. It was,
I don't remember either, to be honest.
You know what show I'm talking about though? The High School Girls with Zombies. Yeah, that show. I'll put it up on the screen, but it does it like that. Like it splices lightheartedness with the serious.
Very lighthearted moments.
And then it hits you with the plot. Yeah, and this is what High School. Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Talk about that later.
We'll on to the next one.
We'll talk about it.
XanNex.
Brian.
Okay. Next one. All right, 100.
Destroy the show.
The story begins.
100 and on.
The story begins with the 100, the only weapon that can counter the mysterious savage life form attacking Earth. To become a slayer, who is a master of military arts, who wields this 100, the main character, Hayato Kisaragi, successfully enrolls in the Marine Academy city ship Little Garden. However, I want to meet you, Hayato. Who are you? Dialogue. Hayato feels a strange yet familiar sense of incongruity towards Emil Crossford, his roommate, who somehow knows him from somewhere. Okay, on top of that, as soon as he enters the school, he is challenged to a duel by the Queen, Claire Harvey.
Alright, let me just bash this show in on how garbage it is.
Go ahead. I haven't seen it.
This is the most garbage show I've ever seen this season, brother. Alright, granted, I did not watch many, majority things on this list. But the things that I watched, this is downright the most garbage piece of trash I ever watched.
Oh my god.
This show.
Why?
I'll say one good thing about it. The cover art looks nice. Right? That's what brought me into this monstrosity of a mess. This show, oh my god, bro. First episode, utter garbage. 5 minutes in, Thomas quit the episode already.
Fair enough. I would just, okay.
Second episode, granted, it gets a bit interesting because there's a fight. The
Still,
fight wasn't even that interesting.
still garbage.
What interests me the most is just seeing what kind of equipment they had. I just want to know everybody's equipment, bro.
I've seen some
That's the
clips
best
from
thing about
100.
this
Yeah,
anime.
I've seen some clips from 100. I'm like, this looks like a decent show. But why are people dissing it?
No, it is utter garbage. Characters are utter garbage. It's generic.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's
It
action.
forces too much of this fucking like
Action
one
ecchi.
guy, 5,000 girls thing.
Right,
Oh,
it's
it's
the
just
action
too
ecchi
much,
show.
bro.
Also has that
Garbage,
cliche
don't watch
like
it.
main character has that childhood friend and then he doesn't remember her.
I love those.
Yeah, it's
I love
one of
amnesia
those
plot
again,
points.
bro.
I love
He's one of
amnesia plot.
those. If he either starts off OP or he's OP and he doesn't know it. He's one
Okay,
of those.
I understand why now. Okay.
Alright, so it's basically Infinite Stratos comes with Asterisk War meets shit.
So basically,
I don't know.
so basically, what the anime
Just
industry has come
Meets,
to.
oh my god.
What's that anime with the dudes who like chaperone around little girls who beat up little beat up giant bug-like creatures?
Oh, no. It's not Mushi Bugyo.
Bullet something.
Bullet
something.
Black Bullet.
Black Bullet.
Black Bullet.
It's Asterisk War meets Asterisk. Meets Infinite Stratos meets Black Bullet.
Okay, Black Bullet.
Black Bullet
okay.
has some good OST.
It has some good.
No, no.
Black Bullet was actually good. I saw Black Bullet.
Bullet had some good OST. This show doesn't even have that.
Yeah.
Its opening is garbage. Its ending is passable.
Oh my god, the opening gave.
The ending is not that bad. I'll give it that. The opening is utter trash.
Wait, was I the only one that watched Infinite Stratos?
I didn't watch it.
I watched it.
I didn't watch.
I couldn't care less about Stratos.
I have a general idea of what it is.
Yeah, but yeah, basically like one of the reasons that made me quit this show in the first episode was, first of all, I couldn't even handle the opening. Like,
yeah, the opening is just.
The opening was all cringeworthy, bro.
And then how they introduced the show at first.
Yeah,
like,
how they introduced the characters. Like, you already know it's gonna be garbage, man.
Yeah, okay. I'm looking at the mal for it. I look at the ending theme.
It's
there are 4 different ending themes so far. So I'm assuming every character they introduce, they put like their character song into that. So that's how they're gonna introduce it. Then I think I kind of know what kind of show this is.
I give you that 1+. Whatever show that did that. I forgot that one show.
There's a lot of shows who do that. They introduce a character and then they switch.
Well, one did it really well.
Angel Beats.
Was it?
Angel Beats.
Mikaku City Actors? Was it that?
Mikaku City Actors, I don't think they did it. I know in UX Boku SS they did it with each episode.
Yes, they did. They did.
You know. Yes.
I love that.
They switched the endings up. They did it really well.
Yeah. Alright, all you need to know is just the most garbage piece of shit. This is from Production IMS, which is also doing High Fury.
Remember.
So,
okay, no, High Fury. Don't diss High Fury. Don't.
I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, just saying.
If it's garbage.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Okay.
Alright.
Next up.
Brian.
Oh, is it me? Is it me already? This is the sequel to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, right?
Bizarre Adventure, yeah.
JoJo no Kimyo na Boken Diamond wa Kura Kenai.
Diamond is unbreakable.
I actually heard this is good.
No,
the official website and Twitter account for the JoJo anime announced an anime adaptation of Part 4 of JoJo.
Which is this?
It's a side story, is it not?
Right.
Part 4 focus on Josuke Higashikata, the illegitimate son of Joseph Joestar with Jotaro. What is Jojo?
Jojo. Yeah.
Jotaro Kujo and Joseph Joestar along in a supporting role.
Right. So I haven't seen this, but a lot of people who watch this probably.
A lot of people are watching it saying it's good.
Yeah, right. But like that's fair enough.
But like if JoJo appeals to you, I guess.
Right. I haven't even seen.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure has been good.
Yeah, it's been good.
People always say it's good, so I won't say anything, about it.
I won't say anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
What about this next show, though?
Okay, so the next show is called Joker Game, and it's set in 1937, before World War II begins, and it's about Lieutenant Colonel Yuki, and he's a part of the Imperial Japanese Army, and he forms this thing called the D Agency, which is basically a home for spies. So they train spies, and only the elite of the batch that they have are like chosen to do their missions. And then there's also a lieutenant, Sakuma, from the Japanese army, I believe, and he's there to oversee them. And basically, he trains with them, and he trains a team of operatives who conduct missions against domestic and foreign powers.
Before I even talk about partitioning IG, I just gotta say this show appealed to me because of the setting, because I'm a history guy. So before World War II, I'm like, okay, this show's already got me, and it's about spies.
Wait, pause.
Okay.
So, if there will be a next Oda Nobunaga, whatever
No,
thing,
okay.
would you watch that?
No, okay, I haven't even watched. Okay, the thing is about historical shows, that I haven't seen those Oda Nobu, no, like all those like random sequels of like or like spin-offs of Oda Nobunaga. But
Because I'm just saying, most historical shows in anime
are shit.
Are garbage.
Right. Okay. Yeah. But Joker game, right? But those are Japanese history. This is before World War II. This is general. We could be anywhere in like the world.
All right. Yeah, that's why I give you that.
Yeah. Right. So we have this, and we have a clear like topic, which is spies, because this is the time before World War II. So again, spies. We haven't really seen spies in anime, so I'm like, okay, I'm kind of interested to see where the show is going. And we've all seen. Have we all seen the first episode?
I've seen the first two.
Nope.
Okay.
I've seen the first
episode.
episode.
It's on my list.
Right.
I've seen the first two.
Right now, Joker game.
Did you guys see that second one?
Yeah, I seen the second one. It was like finishing up the setup, right?
Right.
It was like an interesting show. I like the concept of the Joker game, which is an actual thing they do in the show to trick the candidates, I guess, or the trainees. But the thing about the show is the main character absolutely horrendous in my opinion. Like
garbage.
The idea about the main character is he is a army agent or like a army man who joins a spy agency. And throughout like the first episode, all he does is scream out, "Oh, spies are cowards."
Yep.
And wait, aren't you a spy right now? Like, what?
He just tries to infer too much of his army
he's trying
history
to like, he's trying to
onto
push
the spy.
His army like know-how into the spy world, which doesn't make sense at all. Considering the fact that he became a spy, and now he's like, "Oh, spies are cowards. Spies are like spineless." You're a spy. You realize that, right? Like, why are you complaining?
I'll give it this. The most intriguing part of this anime, I think, for me, is the way how they think.
Right. No, the way how they think is impressive, especially in the first episode when they were talking about like how you can like make a religion out of everything. I was like, oh, they pulled that card out. That was interesting.
Yes.
And
they have some interesting dialogue amongst the characters that does not.
Sorry about this.
Oh, that's alright. Like
the dialogue
disregarding what the main character says.
Right. Disregarding this dumbass main character who like he has his head so far stuck up his ass. The other characters are pretty interesting, and especially
like for now.
The second episode, right? You seen it? How like at the end he realized how dumb he was, and he smiled when he trolled his army officer. So that's why I stuck with the show, because he's like, oh, he realized how much of an idiot he was, and now he's probably gonna like engage in more spy like activities, because now he knows that his way of thinking is not gonna work out in this industry.
So I have mixed feelings about this so far.
Right.
Whether it's gonna be good or bad.
Right now, my feelings went from good, like bad, like kind of neutral, and the second episode just like remained stale. So this third episode will, like,
for me right now it's remaining at the 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I have to wait for the third episode, see what direction, because right now
like what direction
it could be any direction. Are they just gonna like have them develop the main character? Have him go through,
they have to develop a main character, else it's gonna be garbage.
Right, but they're showing it from the second episode. They've already shown how he's being developed.
But the way how they develop it, if the whole thing becomes into his like developing into becoming a better spy, I think it's gonna be garbage. It has to be that arc, and it has to go somewhere else.
They have to deal more with the agency and their job being spies. That way, it'll be better.
Yeah. But if it's just developing this one specific character, then it's gonna be garbage.
Yeah, then it's not gonna be that good, especially because the main character is not that interesting in the first place.
Yeah. Well, so we're done with this.
I think we're done with Joker game.
All right.
I think I'm interested to see how the main character is gonna fit in with the rest of the spies.
Right, because he's so out of place. He's kind of like the outsider in the group.
Yeah,
and I like that.
He never even goes out with them.
Right, he doesn't go out with them. His mindset's completely different. He has this kind of like dial like for the country thinking, which the other spies they don't even care. I also like from the second season how he dissected the general with Sherlock Holmes style.
Yeah,
that was a nice touch.
That's why I say the thinking behind this, like all the thinking that's going on, is what makes me appreciate this.
Right.
What they're doing, but whether I think that's still gonna be the best thing about this anime.
Just the
story doesn't go anywhere. That's just the best thing.
Yeah, just the dialogue and the way of thinking, the psychology that they could pull out is probably gonna be amazing. I don't know about the story if they're gonna go with what we think it's gonna go. Anyways, whose turn is it?
Mark.
You want to go?
So this is the third season of Kaito Joker.
Okay,
I don't even
nice.
know what this is, but
Kaito
if you watch
I don't even know what the show is, but if you watch it, good for you.
It's on Crunchyroll. I've never seen
this looks like some next crazy thing, bro.
All we know from the season is that they're putting a bunch of crazy shows out here, but it's if you watch these shows, good for you. We don't diss. I low key diss, but it's fine. All right, so the next show is Kamiwaza Wanda. The story is set in a world where every event has been turned into programs, and mysterious monsters known as Promen maintain the world. However, many Promen who have turned into bugs known as Bugmen are responsible for many of the world's real-life bugs. Left alone, they may eventually turn into a big problem. The boy Yuto encounters the space dog Wanda, and the pair use a camera-like device and key items to capture Bugmen. Promen themselves are able to do things like accelerate objects, spew fire, or create objects through an ability known as Kamiwaza Miracle, and are able to fend off Bugmen with it. At first, the Bugmen only cause small, bothersome things, but it will soon elevate into a global-scale threat. Can one boy and one dog save the world?
Man, need to relax, bro. So we had So we had Pokemon, we had Digimon.
Now we have
Digimon.
Now we have Bug
Now we have
Hunters.
Bugmen.
Bugmen.
Man, just need to relax, bro.
Wait, space too, in the space.
Space Bugmen with
These guys
with,
need,
like,
need to
Miracle Dog.
relax, bro. They're working on a concept that's been overdone, and which not even like because Digimon and Pokemon at least had some original concepts. These are just bugs or something.
This is like
nobody cares.
beating the dead horse. Like
yes, it's too much, man.
Hey guys, don't listen to these guys. This is gonna be the best of the season.
I mean, to be honest, I'm probably gonna watch this.
What?
No, to be fair, I'm probably watch this and like amp it so much. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna watch this show.
I'm watching it.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh god. Okay, whatever.
Alright.
Kamiwaza Wanda, whatever. You can
Alright,
have
Thomas,
you can have fun.
watch it. You can have fun.
You can have fun watching this show. I don't know, man. But what is this next show?
Remember you said it. I expect a review at the end of the season.
Alright, bro. Next one, man.
What is this next show?
Okay, this is Kido Senshi Gundam. Oh, it's a Gundam anime.
Gundam. I haven't seen Gundam in a while.
UC 0096, 3 years after Char's rebellion. Banagher links a boy who lives on the... I hate these names. Stick to Japanese names, please. A boy who lives on the manufacturing colony Industrial 7 meets a mysterious girl named Audrey Byrne. She claims to seek to prevent a potential war by interfering with the transfer of Laplace's box from the Vist Foundation to a Neo-Zeon remnant group known as the Sleeves. However, when a Federation squad also sent to prevent the transfer clashes with the Sleeves, the colony is plunged into battle. As Banagher, they changed the spelling of his name, races through the flames in search of Audrey, one other fateful encounter awaits him. The Unicorn Gundam! A pale white mobile suit that's the key to Laplace's box. What is a key? What is Laplace's box? What are the secrets that it holds? For the first time in 100 years, light will shine on the darkest secrets of the universal century.
I mean, to be fair, I haven't seen Gundam in a long while.
Honestly, the Gundam that aired last
season, right?
Winter,
right?
I heard that was good.
Which one?
Was it like
the one with the orphans something?
Blood Prince or something?
Like that? Trained them to Gundam fighters. I heard that was good.
Yeah, I watched it. It was quite good.
It's quite
good. I've been off like Gundam like
Which
forever, so last season.
For Gundam, do you have to like watch them in a certain thing? Where you just, like, it's just
right? No, it's like it's all a universe. I'm pretty sure, but not like directly connected.
So they don't coincide stories, right?
Nope.
For sure, no.
All right, so I might watch the one last season. I heard that was good.
From the season,
it's quite good.
I'm just again not big mecha fan. That like space mecha fan, but I'm probably not gonna watch Gundam.
Code Geass, fam.
I haven't seen it. I told you.
That's the best one of the best animes I've ever watched my whole life.
Right, how would you describe Code Geass? Tell me again.
Remember, I said this 2 years ago. I'll say it again, bro. You mix mecha with life. Alright? Just remember that.
Okay, I will.
One of the most thought-provoking animes I've ever seen in my whole life. It had a great story, great characters, everything about it was so good.
I mean,
great music.
I probably will watch it.
There's so many concepts in it put into one, and it flowed so well. Every episode was so amazing.
Oh yeah.
both seasons absolutely amazing.
Have you seen like the
masterpiece?
The add-ons to
Genius.
Code Geass? There's so
Oh,
much
yeah,
so
I've
much
seen it.
add-ons. Yeah.
I didn't watch the add-ons. No.
Oh, okay.
But I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
saying the season 1 and 2.
Genius.
One of them is genius. Like,
Fair enough.
it's not just a mecha anime. It's like it
Yeah,
makes
so
so many.
basically, none of us have watched any of the Gundam series. Now we're just talking
Hey,
about
I
Code
Thomas,
Geass.
what Thomas
Hey.
watches.
Hey,
Okay,
Thomas Meso here got some Gundam on his belt.
I watched
yes.
But I
Gundam.
don't. Are you gonna watch this one?
No, because I checked it out and it was actually dubbed. I don't know why.
Wait,
So
what?
I was like,
Oh,
I was like, "Oh, fuck this shit."
Don't just did that, but anyways, let's go on.
yeah, you're the only one that watches dub.
I'm the only
I
I'm the
watch
dub guy.
I don't watch dub a lot.
I'm the dub.
very
Like
rarely.
if I ever watch an old anime, I have to look if there's a dub, and I have to watch the dub.
True.
Oh, I rarely watch dub.
I read it. Alright, so the next one is Kisniver.
Kisniver.
Yes.
The
yes,
anime
I
setting
agree.
is a fictional Japanese city named Sugimori City. One day, Noriko Sonosaki tells her classmate, Katsuhira Agata, you have been selected to be a Kisniver, the Kizuna system, which allows Katsuhira to share his wounds, connects him to the classmates whose lives and personalities completely differ from his. The Kizuna system is an incomplete system for the implementation of world peace that connects people through wounds. All those who are connected to the system are called Kisnivers. When one Kisniver is wounded, the system divides and transmits the wound among the other Kisnivers.
Okay, so who here has seen it other than me?
I watched it.
Me.
Everybody.
Not me.
Not
watched it.
the boy. Other than the studio Trigger, which is made Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the main
This
thing. Right?
anime was amped so much.
And Eno Battle. Okay, yeah. His neighbor was amped so much, and I think it does in a way live up to what it has for the first 2 episodes I've seen.
First episodes, yeah.
I only seen the first one.
Okay,
So
the second episode came
one's
out today.
today.
It came out today,
Yeah,
and I watched it.
I'll watch it later.
It was I like the art. This Trigger art.
I like the art.
I like the art. I like
Yeah.
the songs, the music, the OP ending. I like the
I like the
concept.
concept.
I like the concept.
I like the concept too.
I've never.
I think
It's like Kokoro Connect.
It's a Kokoro
Have you seen
Connect,
that?
but on another
Yeah,
level because it's not about
Yeah.
them solving
Yeah.
their teenage angst. It's actually
It's like pain.
it's actually
stuff.
serious. They're actually gonna feel each other's pain. Like how
It's
they
about
this
like
dynamic.
world peace and stuff like that.
so. I didn't watch the second episode yet.
Right. No, you have to watch the second episode because they build up the characters so well because they
Yeah, I
basically
understand that.
introduce the Kizuna
So
system.
alright, I was gonna say, is it gonna be 12 or 24 or 25?
I believe 12.
12?
I
Because
don't
from the
quote me
first
on that.
episode, I think they can do 12.
Right.
With a concept like this,
Mhm.
the pace wasn't that bad. First episode, it was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty
It
good.
was interesting enough, and like it set the suspense. So like, what's gonna happen?
Right.
All right. So that's what intrigued me about it. Whether it was overamped too much, I'd say yes.
Okay, I think there's another show here that
I still wouldn't put this in like my top 3 this season. Maybe.
not
maybe
not this show, but it's still a good show. Like it's not gonna
It's
be a
good,
bad-
yeah, it's good.
It's still a decent
For
show.
now, it's like an 8 out of 10 for now.
And again from the second episode and how they ended it, you have to watch it.
Yeah, I didn't watch the second
Yeah.
episode yet. I'll watch it later.
All right. So, but this show, you already know what this show is, guys.
Yes, this is hands down the best thing I've watched this season.
Yep.
Oh my
So
god.
that's the one I should watch.
This is
Oh
one
my
everybody
God.
everybody and their mother should watch.
Everybody in here should watch this. I'm saying it right now.
Just
saying
from
it
the
right
first
now. Like,
episode.
From the
Just from the first
from
episode.
the first episode, I'll say out of all first episodes I watched, this has
Best.
to be in the top 5 first episodes I've ever watched in my whole
Jeez.
life. This
so
how
good.
good this anime episode
So
was. bro.
good.
Alright, this is Kotetsujo no
Oh,
Tabunari. Basically, it's Attack on Titans with trains and zombies.
With trains
It
and
sounds
zombies.
stupid.
It sounds dumb as
Zombies.
fuck. It
It
sounds
sounds
dumb as
stupid.
hell,
It
but
sounds stupid.
the show is amazing. And it's by the same
Never-
studio who made Attack on Titan.
I'm not even gonna
ironically.
read this synopsis. That's
Don't
all
even
you
read.
need to
Don't
know
even.
about it.
All you need to know is Attack on
Oh
Titan,
my God.
steampunk.
The pacing was well done. The art is amazing. The characters are so good. The
Action.
way they set the theme and the tone and the action was amazing.
Amazing.
Oh my god! When I was watching this episode, I had to like 20 minutes after I watched this, I was like, "What did I just watch?" It was one of the best things I've ever watched. First
Egoist
episode, actually.
is on the music. Might I add?
Oh my god, bro! Yes,
Beautiful.
from Psychopaths.
From
yes.
Psychopath from Guilty Crown, Egoist came
Yes.
to bless this show with their
It was
songs.
so good. The music, everything about it was so amazing.
Jeez.
Yeah,
have
this
to
show,
watch
if
it.
anything, if
Where are you guys watching it?
I have an app on my
illegal
phone.
websites.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
It was
if anything,
so amazing.
watch this show.
I cannot understand how you guys did not watch this.
Because
It's not Crunchyroll, right? Because we're
not
pirates
Crunchyroll.
out here, but
But this show was
amazing
I
show.
say it's better than Attack on Titan.
Right now, it's
right
probably
now,
better than
right now.
Right now, I watched the second episode.
And you guys were amping Attack on Titan back when it came out, like 3 years or 2 years ago. This show is up the bar. It's crazy, bro. It's sick.
Like I want.
I just hope they can build up this first episode.
I think I don't know why
so
people aren't. I don't know why people aren't hyping the show. Like it's by Wit Studio, the guys who did Attack on Titan. It's not getting hyped as
yeah,
much
it's by the
as
same studio.
I understand why
and
people
their
aren't.
bar
Yeah,
again.
they
They upped it again. They did How. We didn't know that movie.
Okay, How? Who? I think we were the only ones to watch the movie.
We already watched this.
Whatever. We watched it. They did.
No,
They did Rolling
this,
Girls, which is interesting. But again, then they came back with this show. Out of nowhere,
oh
they just
my
came
god, bro! I was laughing at the concept of this, bro.
Yeah.
And I just like, all right, let me give it a chance. That was one of the best first episodes I've ever watched. Or any anime. It was so apt. No, we got heated.
All right, guys.
Getting heated.
Yeah, enough of this show because I want to discuss more about the first episode, from how they. But then again, it's fine.
No, it's like
I'll keep the hype down.
Just gotta see it for yourself.
Just know that it's a must-watch.
It's a must-watch. You have to watch this. If anything,
this could actually be the best thing this whole year.
Even if you're that guy who watches like Kamiwaza, Wanda.
No, if you're that guy like Jimmy that watches Blade and Soul, you have to watch this.
If you watch
better action.
I don't care if you're the one who's watching like the card fight. You have to watch this show.
I don't care if you're watching Bugman either.
I don't care if you're watching Bugman. I don't care if you're watching Sailor Moon. You just stop and just watch this show. Alright, guys. Kuma Miko. The story follows Machi, a middle school student who served as a shrine maiden at a Shinto shrine enshrining a bear in the recess of a certain mountain in Japan's northern Tohoku region. Machi's guardian is a talking bear named Natsu, and one day Machi says to Natsu, "I want to go to a school in the city," which she actually does in the first episode. The worried Natsu then gives Machi, who is ignorant in the ways of the world, a set of trials that she must pass in order to be able to survive in the city. I think I'm the only one who's watched this show.
I looked at it. I'm like,
yeah, okay.
Maybe I should watch it.
If you're watching,
I said no.
The other two big slice of life shows in the season, you're not gonna like the show. I think because this one,
that's what I thought. That's what I thought when I looked at it.
It's still like the shows where I just watch with my mind off. I'm like, oh, okay, this is pretty cute. Like it is. The animation is pretty good, but quality-wise, even for a slice of life, the comedy was okay at best, not that good. The story-wise. Again, it's just about a girl who wants to go to the big city, go to school in a big city. I don't think it's going to move on at the pace I'm looking at. It's probably not going to go very far.
So it's not going to worth watching.
Anime is probably just going to be centered on
if you're looking for a slice of life, just watch Flying Witch or what you call it.
Just watch Flying Witch or Tanaka-kun, which Tanaka-kun we haven't gotten to yet. But again, if you're like just one day like, what should I watch? Slice of life, and you've already watched those two shows, maybe check out Kuma Miko. Not must watch. It's like okay.
Not something you should follow.
Right. Yeah. But granted, I'll watch this show just because whatever.
Stop that.
All right, guys. That's enough of Kuma Miko.
Brian.
Oh, is it my turn again?
Yep.
Kuro Mukuro. PA Works.
PA Works. You already know.
It's not on Crunchyroll, which is sad to me.
It's an original PA Works show. PA Works has done Angel Beats, Nagi no Sakura, Shirobako. These guys know what they're doing. And this show, because am I the only one who's seen this?
Have you seen it?
I didn't see it.
I've seen the first 2 episodes. Right now, it's like...
XanNex. Yeah, just take it away.
How's it?
Okay.
During the construction of the Kurobe Dam, an ancient artifact was discovered, and so the United Nations Kurobe Research Institute was established. Intellectuals from all over the world gathered to study the object. The children of those researchers attended Mount Tate International Senior High School, including the institute head's daughter, Yukina Shirahane.
It seems like
in the summer of 2016, a lone samurai once again.
Generic mecha show, which it might be, but I haven't seen much. It's a land mecha show. From the first episode, again, some secretarial work. Not that it doesn't seem that good, but from the second episode, they ramp up the pace really well. They have a really amazing battle scene, which really got me hooked. If they do more of those battle scenes, I'll watch it because it's PA Works. They don't really do battle shows from Angel Beats.
Yeah, they did Angel Beats. I was about to say, yo.
Right, so They can
Hey,
do,
Angel Beast was full of battle scenes.
yeah, right. So I don't doubt them. They could do good battle scenes. Which
It wasn't full of battle scenes.
It was like a lot of fights
soft.
with Kanade and the
I
team.
mean,
Yeah, but it didn't last
the
that
giant
long.
fish.
the random giant fish battle fight.
It didn't last that long. It wasn't like overdone.
Baseball
bro.
game was pretty much a giant battle scene.
Uh-huh.
To be fair,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude.
Again, they showed off their action muscles with this show, with the second episode. Really good action scenes. I don't know about the story so far. Like it's just a generic kind of like aliens attack humans, and now we have to like use our
For
big
me?
ancient artifacts to fight them back. Like whatever.
I don't know. It's probably gonna be a pass.
But again,
I'm
PA
probably gonna watch
the
the
reason why I
plot
watched it
doesn't
is
look interesting
it's
enough for
original.
me.
You have to be wary of original. The plot's probably not that great. It's kind of like this. Again, it's one of those things with the main character isn't as strong as she thinks she is. But you already know the main character is probably like way stronger than everybody else. But she just doesn't realize it. But again, PA works. That's my basis of watching it. PA works.
Yeah.
You amp studios too much, fam. They
I
can
do,
throw out
but-
trash too. They threw out what else, Doug? Red Data Girl.
Red Data
They threw
Girl,
out
okay.
Glass Lip.
RDG, bad.
Hey.
Glassless, bad.
They threw out Glass Lip.
Alright.
Charlotte, bad.
Spider Riders.
Chill.
It's up
Okay,
there.
just
You
chill
think I'm
about that
joking?
one.
Okay,
Just
okay.
chill
Think I'm
about
joking?
that one.
Not
They
talking,
did it.
not talking
They
about.
did it.
I know.
No.
We're saying that it's good.
We know.
Alright, I'm just saying.
But still.
We're saying,
Okay.
saying
Just
Spider
saying.
Rider is
Okay.
good, bro.
Okay.
Alright.
Don't diss on that
The
one.
streak.
Alright, I'm not
Haruchika.
dissing it. Why
I
bad?
didn't see Haruchika. That show
I'll
was.
probably be checking it out because
again,
PA works
It's
after
PA
all.
works, but they can do well. I believe in.
I
PA
probably
works.
won't follow it this season, but once it like it's done, I'll download
Right.
it and watch it.
I just
I'll
have faith.
I'll just get a review from you guys after
Alright,
stuff.
which is what I said about Charlotte and Charlotte like Brandon.
Oh, Charlotte's pretty good.
What?
Charlotte.
Charlotte was pretty good, dude.
I skipped
No,
Charlotte.
I hated
bro. I heard it was
Charlotte. Like,
garbage.
I heard it was, I watched it. It was garbage to some extent.
Yeah.
They could have done so
Okay,
much.
okay. They could have done
Yeah,
a lot better.
it had a lot of potential. Yeah.
They could have
They
so
could have done
much
so
more.
much better.
But
For
with
sure.
the direction they went, no.
I'm pretty sure the manga is quite different from the anime.
I haven't
I
seen
have a
it.
question. Why does everybody like the opening song of Bravely You so much?
No, I don't like
I
it
don't
at
think
all.
that's that good.
Not even
It's
that
not,
good.
it was
It's just
wasn't
because of
very-
who did it that they like the
it
show.
was okay.
Lisa, like,
Yeah, they just amped the.
I don't even
artist.
like Lisa's openings that much anymore.
Like, she didn't well for Sword Art Online.
After Sword Art Online, I didn't like all their openings. Just man.
Courage was good, but you know.
I don't know. They could have done so much. Like I liked the beginning of Charlotte. I liked it. Like to be honest.
I
but
like the
then
beginning too, but I don't like it's because it was an anime. The manga is completely different.
after the middle, what they did in the midway point, that was just no. They could
When it started getting serious.
when it
right?
started getting serious. If they kept with that flow instead of Steins Gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, next one, man.
Alright, the next one is Kyokai no Rine
Two.
2, so it's a sequel.
Is it a sequel?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kyokai no Rene
yeah.
2. It had
No,
the 2 in
like
its name.
there was White Album 2. That wasn't a sequel of anything.
No, but
Yeah,
this,
it was.
This is a sequel.
I see.
Yeah,
This
it was.
is-
White Album was a sequel.
Yeah, but it wasn't
I'd
like a
say.
direct sequel.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't.
It
It's
wasn't.
like White Album is what 2.
But the first one, you don't really need to watch the first one, but
Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
need
that's
to
what
watch the
people
first
say.
one.
So,
You don't need
Did
to.
you, though?
I watched the second one.
context.
and that's like, okay,
Alright,
So basically, if you watch Kyokai no Rine 1, you're
you
probably
don't watch
gonna
this show.
this
My
one.
brain. You're gonna watch this show. That's all you need to know. We none of us have seen this. I'm pretty sure.
I've seen
Yeah.
this.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't even know if it's good enough to get a second season. But,
I mean, yeah, but
Yo,
brains
good
based,
work,
they
yes.
have the money to.
I
throw.
don't know why Crunchyroll picks up all these second season
these-
stuff without picking up the first.
Wait, they don't have they don't have Kyokai no Rene first season.
I don't.
is there
no,
even
they
a first season?
Yeah, there is.
They didn't pick up the
Okay.
first one. They just have the second one. Just the same thing they did with Genshiken.
Yeah, there's some interesting people.
Okay, that's interesting.
Alright, the next one. Macros Delta.
Delta.
You know, it's the second season.
Second season,
Or whatever,
that's
next season of
8
Macros
years.
F. Yeah, 8 years after the events of Macros F.
You watching
Oh,
Macros?
this
You watching
is-
this?
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's talk
Anybody
about
watch this?
one.
No, man, no.
Nobody.
Anybody watch this?
It's another mecha one.
looks garbage.
Looks garbage.
Oh, God.
Satellite.
Satellite's a good studio. They done what do you call it? High school boys, daily life of
The
high
art
school
looks
boys.
pretty good. Let me just.
Oh,
let me just
what's
look
the
at
next
this real
one?
quick.
Oh, the next one. Oh, Magi Sinbad no Bokuin.
Yeah.
spin-off.
Look at the
Spin-off.
synopsis.
Okay, let me just say this. Don't watch the anime. Read the manga.
Okay, fair enough.
No,
Okay, fair
no,
enough.
but
Yeah,
this
fair
is a spin-off.
It's
It's a
a
spin-off.
spin-off. No, the manga spin-off's probably better than this.
The manga spin-off is the story is so good. I can't say anything else without giving you like examples, and that would spoil it. If you watch Maggie, the Maggie anime, I'd say read the manga for the spin-offs first before watching the anime, because like you want to see those fight scenes and the particles of all the Jin eclipse and stuff and the dungeons, but like the manga is just too good. It's like one of those One Piece comparisons.
Yeah.
Fair, yeah. Next show.
Oh, it's me again.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
Wait, have
Lost
you all
Village
seen this? Have you
boys.
all seen this?
Mayoiga.
The Lost Village.
The Lost Village.
The Lost Village. 30 young men and women who came together on a shady bus tour. Why would they? Okay. The tour's destination in an elusive, possibly non-existent village called Nanakimura. In Nanakimura, one can lead a utopian existence free of the world's obstacles, or so it was rumored, like an urban legend, like a utopia. In despair over the real world, wanting to escape the tedious life, wanting to restart your life from scratch, the bus headed deep into the mountains carrying 30 people, each harboring their own expectations and wounds in their hearts. And so the place these 30 arrived at was an uninhabited village with a lingering faint scent of life, even though it was falling apart. What is the truth of Nana Kimura? Facing 30? What is the truth of Nana Kimura facing the 30? You can't miss even one episode.
Right, about that. But anyways,
Was it good?
Okay, so
Are we all watching this? Who's watching this?
I'm caught up.
It's like I'm literally gonna watch this right after.
Alright,
Yeah,
I'm watching
I'm 3
this.
episodes
Thomas,
in.
have you seen this?
I've watched the first
Right.
episode.
Wait, Michael, are you
and
free?
it
Are
was,
you up to date?
Yeah, I watched all 3.
Okay, so we can talk about this.
Alright,
The Lost Village.
go ahead, Brian. I'll go after you.
Okay,
Thomas
Under the
wants to say
Studio,
something.
which has Dio Media. Not very good on the studio, but the show itself, okay. Is this an original? Before I start talking about it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, no wonder it feels like an original. That's what I'm trying to get at. But yeah. So the show.
One shot wonders, or like one
It's
shot.
like it feels like, kind of like one
They
shot.
lack a
wonders.
direction.
They lack a direction, yeah.
Oh,
Because
okay.
first episode, 30 people. They have to introduce 30 people to us. I could care
Oh my
I could
God.
care less about any
Yes.
one of these people on the bus.
Yes. I'll elaborate more on this. I have a whole breakdown for you after this.
I could care less about the 30 people on the bus. No less, I could care less about the main character who seems like the generic, oh, I'm a normal guy. Joke's on you,
He's
I'm the
fucking
craziest
crazy.
guy in this entire bus.
Oh, yeah. Yes. That's
What?
basically blocked right there.
Hey,
So he's a
Hey.
low-key sleeper crazy guy. The first 3 episodes, they build up a kind of mystery, like backdrop, I guess. That makes sense.
What is mystery genre?
It is a mystery genre. They kind of build this mystery. We kind of can expect what's going to happen, that everyone's going to die. But then again, what can I say, right?
it's probably gonna be like
Alright.
a murder mystery.
But it's gonna be a murder mystery
You
involving
want me
30
to break
people.
this down? I'll break this down right now.
Alright, let's break it down. Let's see.
It has to be 24 episodes.
Right.
After those first 3
After
episodes,
those first
it cannot
3,
be 12.
it's so slow that if it makes it 12, it'll be the worst show I've seen in a while.
Has to be 24. 2.
Yeah.
Character development is not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. They have 30 damn characters.
There's too many people.
Either A, they're gonna
As Brian was elaborating on.
right, either A,
It's
they're
not
gonna
gonna
spend 1 or 2 episodes in evolving these characters, or they're just gonna kill them off, saying, "Oh, we don't
They
have
can't do
time."
I
Even if
think they can do
no,
it.
If they do character development,
Okay.
it has to be selective. They're not gonna do all 30.
Angel Beats.
Or they could do.
Angel
I don't
Angel
know.
Beats, Angel Beats.
Angel
They do.
Beats
Angel
has
Beats.
lacked character, and Angel Beats is my favorite anime.
Right.
You know, they cut off a lot of the characters.
lack
right? More characters in the
So
in
much
the,
character
Exactly.
development for so
Because it was
many of
so
the
short.
characters.
Yeah.
All their
They couldn't do it.
backstories, everything they couldn't do it in 12 episodes.
Right. And I've read some of the manga. They elaborate the characters because they have
Yeah.
time to do it in the manga, not in the
That
anime.
is true.
And I still say he's my favorite series. Not the best series I watched, but it's my favorite.
Right.
3. The Last Village.
Lost
For the
Village.
mystery,
The mystery. Okay. Me and Michael,
it's,
no,
because it's an original. It's lacking
yeah.
so much direction. I don't know where it's going.
because we're studying mystery right now. We can critique this.
So, like, I don't know where it's going, but it's keeping me intrigued enough to keep watching it.
Right.
Because I don't know where it's going. It could go
Mm.
so many places right now.
Also, the character cutouts that they use again.
Yeah. There's a lot of interesting characters too.
They're interesting characters because they're all essential. They have to keep our attention. They
They
have to make
all
every
have
character
to, you
eccentric.
already know from the beginning all their personalities are gonna clash,
Are
what's
gonna- yeah.
happening, and how they will survive. Like there's so many like
Scenarios.
psychological factors going
Right.
into this anime and how they would work. So I think it's a good premise.
Would you recommend it though?
I'm getting somewhere.
No.
It has a good premise, right?
Okay.
Except, however, just all those things I think you're trying to do without a real direction it's
all
not
over the
working
place,
out
yeah.
so far. It's just all over the place, and what I fear is it's gonna become like an Until Dawn or something.
So you like
Until
it's a very
Dawn.
fragile series.
Remember the
It's
game
fragile, yes.
Until Dawn?
If no one.
It had
Until
like
Dawn,
it had
I
a
know,
good
yeah.
premise
Right.
for a game, and it just like
It's crashing.
I don't know, its lack of direction, its choices it's made, it
So
went to
this
garbage.
is a very like delicate series
very-
that like can
They're
either
treading on thin water.
be amazing or be
Right.
complete
They're-
trash.
they're-
Like
they're
there's no
Yes.
average here. There's no
Right.
there's no like
Yes.
They're on the tight.
there's no satisfactory
Like
man it was okay.
Going
It was
either
either,
good
or
either
bad.
super shit or super good.
Exactly.
like it's still intriguing me. It's keeping me interested
still keeping
because I
you
just want to
interested.
see what kind of like
I
what
think-
they're gonna face.
I
Like,
think
how
what's
should be
gonna
the
happen,
character
especially
face.
they're revealing.
Yeah,
the
what's gonna happen
characters.
to the characters, how they interact with each other, like
So essentially this could be like a big waste
Could
of
be-
time. So
or-
it's a
Don't-
very
or
so you have to be
because-
careful.
because if the thing is what's keeping me most interested is like all these psychological factors that are now really implemented in the real anime. So it means like there's nothing really to watch in the real
yeah,
anime.
psychological horror hasn't been done, I think, in a while, unless you're counting like Pupa or something. But we have
Like
this show now.
another
Like it has, I still believe it has potential.
has potential
Just
for
have to-
sure.
Just have to fix it.
But
That's-
Thomas
I get
would
a direction.
disagree.
You need to
Thomas
know
would be
would
a very
disagree.
good promotional for possibly the manga that would accompany this
Right.
or something.
But it's an original.
Sorry.
But it's an original. But like if it was a
But
if it was something
it needs to go 25.
Tw-
It needs to.
It needs to be more
At
than
the
12.
minimum 24,
Minimum
25.
for the show.
If it has to go to second season, do it.
I don't think it'll be 12.
It probably won't go into second season, especially with a plot like this.
And
So,
with
you know.
the
But why was Angel Beats 12?
because
was it
no,
12?
Jun. I don't
Yeah,
know
it
what
was
Jun. It
12.
was 12. I don't, Jun Maeda.
It should have been more than 12.
He wanted it to be 24, but then he had to cut it for some reason to 12. I don't know why.
No, honestly, they did it well in 12. I'm not lying.
They did it kind
did
of
it
well.
very,
They had to
very
cut.
well.
They had to cut so much.
They played it off
backstory,
so
though.
well that they played it
They
off.
played
well.
it off so. That's why I have to give them props. Played it off so well.
And then
That's such an
well,
unfortunate series.
and then
okay.
But
Charlotte.
the
tried
way
to-
that Mayagua, after the first 3 episodes, is already like this, they can't play it off in 12 anymore because the pacing was way too slow.
they already botched it.
They already wasted like 3 episodes just kind of setting everything up. The 4th episode's like this again. I'm serious. Oh no, man. Man, I just don't know, man. I did a whole breakdown on this, bro. That's how
So basically,
passionate I feel
like
about
if
this
you
show.
just look at this icon, everybody around the middle or the back ish, the people not on the bus or just the people in the back are probably gonna die first.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
unimportant.
the people in the middle, you know,
Important
you're gonna
people.
survive.
I don't know
They're the most what you call like relevant characters. Like I can't even keep up with.
Yeah,
how
I
many
don't even know what these
characters.
names are. Yeah.
I only know like 5 of them. I don't even know their names. I
I,
just know how they look.
yeah, I just know their personality. Like this girl's crazy because she does this. This girl keeps yelling out execution, so I know.
I already know who's gonna die and who's not because of the amount of airtime they gave each character.
Yeah.
Like how important they are.
Right.
Alright, like we're spending way too much time
Yeah,
on
we're spending way too
Let's
The
just
Lost
move on to the next.
Village. The show.
Oh no, it has
Actually,
potential.
just-
That's it.
just be
The wrap up
careful,
is it has
careful.
potential.
Just
It
yeah.
has potential.
Again, treading on thin waters. That's the term.
The next one, we should probably go fast since nobody probably watched this.
Okay.
I
okay,
watch
so-
it.
Did?
Yeah.
This show.
Watch this?
What is this show? What is this
Watch
show?
the
First
first
of all,
episodes.
what is this? First of all, what is
Okay,
this show?
so this next show is Netoge no Yome wa Ononako Janai to Omotta.
Was that
And,
French?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's French.
Yo, you actually killed that title. You killed it. though.
Janai?
It's sick.
Was
That was
that?
actually that whole time I was ranting.
You know, pal?
Janai? What?
So basically, the story centers around Hideki Nishimura, a young man who confessed to a person he thought was a girl online.
Oh no.
Only
That
for
happens
that
to me
person
all
to
the
turn
time.
out to be only for
Oh no.
that person to turn out to be a boy.
Happens to me all the time, man.
He keeps his black history secret and swears to never trust a girl online again. Hey man, I know that one.
Same. I've been done
However,
dirty.
one day a girl online confesses to him, and it turns out she's actually a beautiful girl named Ako Tamaki.
Fucking fake.
Ako cannot tell the difference between the online world and reality, and she's a loner who has trouble communicating. Hideki and his friends from his guild decide to work together to correct her.
Right.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm watching this.
Some training.
It's the same people that made recently My Sister is Unusual.
Right, which is the
Oh,
show I
Jesus
hate.
Christ.
Oh.
Jesus
Surprisingly,
Christ.
the show is not as bad as that.
Surprising,
Okay.
but it is bad. You admit it.
It's on the verge of bad.
Okay.
It's one of those. It's probably one of those
'Cause
like
it keeps you-
regular ecchi shows.
The way
Mhm.
they keep you, it's actually not it so far. There's only conflict between like two girls and just one guy. There's only
Okay.
3 girls so far. There's only 3 girls.
I mean,
Wow, the only 3 girls.
Only.
Yeah, you see the
I see
3
like
there
4. I
they
see 4 of
introduced.
them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but the one in the very back is not introduced yet.
Right.
Okay.
So
Yet.
Yeah, 2 episodes
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
looks like a teacher
Yeah.
I mean,
it might be.
that'd be
or
cool.
like a businesswoman.
So far,
not related to school.
this anime I already know it's not going to go anywhere.
Right. I think
Yeah, it's a
At
dead
best,
end.
at best, it's gonna be a 7.
Is this an original? It's probably.
Is this an
that's the
original?
light novel.
Oh, it's light
Light
novel.
novel.
Fine.
Yeah.
What I give it to though, the dialogue between the characters keeps it interesting enough.
Actually.
It's not like super like informative dialogue, but
Okay.
like
But
the way they kind of like mix in jokes, how they kind of like carry it out.
So the flow of the show just keeps you interested because of.
It's not even like the flow. It's just like whenever they talk and they,
It's
I
probably
don't know. It's weird. It's
one
weird.
of those shows that like those stereotypical.
Would I recommend it?
animes?
No, hell no, I would not recommend
Alright.
it.
Stereotypical
That's what I want to
animation,
know.
I
like
would
full
not
of
recommend
boobs and
anyone to
stuff.
watch this. I thought it was funny in the synopsis that, what do you call it? He confessed to a guy online. That's the only reason I'm watching this. I thought it was funny. Would I recommend this? No.
Right.
Just do not.
Would you recommend it to me?
Relax. But what's surprising though is that they have room for character development. It's probably not
I mean,
going to go in that direction.
Every show like this has room
I'm
for
gonna be
character
honest,
development.
I watched the little.
No, but
the
like in
recently My
character
Little Sister
development
is
that
weird.
might that's what you're gonna that's gonna matter.
Matter.
Okay.
But
Wait,
99% they're not
The
gonna go in
series
that
is not
direction.
gonna matter.
Series
Yeah,
not
the
gonna
series
matter.
not gonna matter.
Not gonna matter. Alright,
Yeah, just don't watch it.
you're saying something, Blas, about
Just go to the next one.
recently my sister?
Let's skip the next one.
Yeah,
and go to the last
so what were you about to
We're
say?
saying about recently my sister. I hated that show.
Oh yeah,
I dropped
actually
it.
watched that.
I dropped
You
that
watched it?
show.
I watched it.
I dropped it.
I finished it.
I finished it too.
I watched it. And
That was one of the most cringe-worthy things I ever watched.
So
And it was
for sure.
Oh
And-
my
Wate
god.
Mote, like, get out of
No,
here.
bro, Watamori wasn't even cringe, bro. That was funny, bro. What are you
That
guys
was
talking
funny.
about? That was
What
funny.
was
That was pretty
jokes.
funny.
It wasn't even cringe funny. Maybe I just like cringe funny.
I like-
I was dying.
It
It was
cringed my
cringe
soul,
funny.
but I still it was that was funny.
I don't know, because I would have done that in real life, real talk, just to get a laugh.
Alright.
Alright, man. Yeah, just skip this
Uh,
anime, bro.
Alright,
Let's skip the next
keep
one.
part of the season. What is this
It's
bullshit?
just kids anime. If you're watching it, you're some.
Yeah, kids
You're
and
like-
music,
Kids
love
music,
life.
you're probably like
for
a
If
kids.
you're watching, you
Yes.
probably shouldn't be watching this video anyways.
Yeah,
So.
you're probably watching.
So
You're probably watching
What
Card
do you
Fight.
mean?
What do you mean? Why are
They're
you limiting our
kids.
Why are you limiting our viewers? How about just like a 30-year-old
Okay.
that likes this? You know,
Alright.
we're not judging you.
Alright,
Bro.
Re-
Say
alright,
your
well,
likes,
alright.
bro.
ReZero. That's
Yes.
ReZero. In the story, Subari Natsuki is an ordinary high school student who's lost in an alternate world where he is rescued by a beautiful silver-haired girl. He stays near her to return the favor, but the destiny she is burdened with is more than Subaru can imagine. Enemies attack one by one, and both of them are killed. He then finds out he has the power to rewind death back to the time he first came to this world, but only he remembers what has happened since. ReZero,
Yes.
Steins Gate
yes.
Company, White Fox, Steins Gate. This
This
show,
is the second best anime this season.
you guys
telling you
told me
right
to
now.
watch it, and I watched it.
I
and
told you to watch
this
it.
is a good show,
I told
for
you.
sure.
It was amazing. I told you. Remember that one concern I had, right?
Yeah.
With how he keeps looping back.
Right, no, the thing is, I think that's what makes the show, like, either he keeps looping back and it gets boring,
No, but no.
but they do it well, because
I
every,
thought it was gonna be like Harui's Endless 8. I didn't
oh,
want that.
that's what I meant. No, but,
I did not want it to be like that. And thank
But-
God it's
yeah,
not.
from the first 2 episodes,
Because I only watched the first episode. Yeah, that was when I told you about the first episode.
Yeah,
I watched the second episode after.
they reiterate it, but they always put something new happen. He always does something different
It's so,
to keep it
I like
interesting.
how. Yeah, it's not like Harui when it's like one subtle
obviously
difference.
not,
It's like,
not-
oh my
obviously not
God.
like the Endless 8 where it's the same episode 8 times, but he
But-
does it differently. Everything is different.
The way
Each
they,
re-
the
reiteration.
atmosphere is so lighthearted, then goes like serious but still lighthearted at the same time. That's amazing.
Yeah, like if you're
Some
worried,
of the pace,
the pacing's
The
good.
characters
Pacing's
are
good, yeah.
amazing.
Characters are pretty
The pacing
interesting.
is great. Yeah.
The pacing
pace,
is
the
so
flow,
great.
some of the best I've ever seen.
I told you,
Regards to not
action,
even anime,
animation's
Yes.
good.
movies in general.
Animation.
From the
is-
first and second episode, you gotta watch it in succession.
I
Right,
told
right,
you this is the second best. I still the one I
Iron
mentioned
Fortress.
before, Iron Fortress.
Best.
You guys are sleeping on that. I would say this was the best anime this season if it weren't for Iron Fortress, and Iron Fortress is
It's
so
up there. But
and ReZero is amazing
yeah,
too.
if you're put off by like how generic boy
yeah,
put into
I thought it was
alternate
gonna
world.
be generic, right?
But then no,
Let me just point
it's
out,
interesting.
it's already 25 up, confirmed for
Right,
25.
25. That's exciting. That's
It
exciting.
needs 25. It needs 25.
25.
And yes, it got 25. Oh my god,
So like,
it's amazing.
just put off your brain filters when you see Lost Boy in the alternate world because the show's actually
And
good.
like,
it's different.
It's coming from a light novel. It's coming from some really good series of light novels, just like Shiro. What was that? The one with Aqua and Kazuma.
Konosuba.
Yeah, Konosuba, and like if you've seen you read Mushoku Tensei, it's these two authors work close by.
Is it about the same author or like the style?
No, not about the same author.
Okay, the style's the same.
Because Mushoku Tensei is a web novel,
Webtoon,
and this is a light novel.
Or web novel, yeah. Okay.
But they're right now the Mushoku Tensei is being transferred into light novel, and they're in both the same. They're both the same editorial.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I just can't believe how good the pacing was.
Pacing's amazing.
And how
and
it's
the animation are
amazing. Oh my god. The way and how they kind of like catch you all surprised, especially when he first died the first time. I was like, whoa, yo! I thought this would be something light, right? Something light. Yeah, it's gonna be something light.
And he died, and he comes back.
God.
Yeah.
He comes back, and it's so good. It's the dialogue amongst the characters keeps it interesting. Everything's so good.
My main problem that they fix is that the main character, who seems like he's the kind of character who like fantasizes about alternate worlds and RPGs all the time, but he didn't realize it like until the third time that like, oh look, I'm looping around. Like he didn't realize it. I thought that was pretty stupid.
That was a bit odd. I'll admit that. That was a bit odd. I was like,
the whole story, but like minus the story here, the whole storytelling was perfect. Like
it's perfect.
I'm pretty sure. Like I remember in the beginning of the episode, they kind of show you.
They kind of like foreshadow it. Yeah.
But like,
it was so good.
Along the way, you completely forget that this happened. But then they show you the scene. They're like, "Oh shit, this is what happened." And
it's really good, man. Yeah, if this somehow messes up, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
Nah, I doubt it.
I
doubt it. I really doubt it. I doubt
very little room.
Because these animes that come from light novels, the light novels themselves are basically like screenplays.
Not only that,
White Fox.
It had the audacity for the first episode to be 40
minutes long.
Yeah,
what are you, Fate Zero?
That's how you know it's serious.
Like, what are you, Fate Zero? Like, what?
That's how you know it's serious about this shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Alright, this show.
Sakamoto Desuga.
Yes.
First year high school student Sakamoto isn't just cool. He's the coolest. Almost immediately after starting school, he began attracting everyone's attention. The girls love him, and most of the boys resent him. There's even a boy in the class who works as a model, but who is constantly upstaged by Sakamoto. No matter what tricks the other boys try to play on him, Sakamoto always manages to foil them, with ease and grace. Though Sakamoto may seem cool and aloof, he helps others when asked, such as in the case of the boy in his class who was being constantly bullied. No matter what difficulties Sakamoto encounters, he moves through his high school life with confidence and class.
This show has true jokes.
It is jokes. Oh my god. Which man read the manga here?
Not me.
I read some of the manga.
Like,
yeah, when you showed me that manga like 2 years ago, I remember you showed me that picture, bro. I was like, yo, what is this? I want to see this in an anime, bro. Fuck that. It was jokes. I was dying.
They did in the first episode. They did a throwback to high school life of the daily lives of high school boys at the volleyball scene, which was a pretty nice throwback.
Yeah, that was cool.
But yeah, this is
by the same studio.
You should watch this.
No, it's not. But this show is pretty funny. It's pretty good. Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah,
if you're looking for a laugh, just watch this, bro.
Yeah, just it's good. It's good. It's a good anime.
That's all we have to say. It's good.
The art of the uniforms might piss some of you off, but like
I said the art of the
uniforms.
I just okay. You know what? I see subtle things and they annoy me.
I didn't even notice.
After you get over it, you know.
I mean, because you're a manga reader, so that's.
I am.
So yeah, fair. Like
I enjoy
not
art.
so much of a manga reader. Although I'm keeping on with business school.
Alright, boys. So the next one is Sansha Sanyo, and the comedy manga follows the everyday life. Wait, manga? Huh?
Wait.
Yeah, it's a.
Yeah. Just keep going on.
Keep going.
You understand?
The everyday life of 3 very different high school students. Futaba Odagiri is incredibly energetic, but is also a glutton. Teru Hayama looks like an angel, but she is really a demonic class president. Yoko Nishikawa is the daughter of a family that used to be a member of the upper class. After her father's company went bankrupt, they became poor, and that is it.
Anybody's watching this?
Nope.
I was thinking about watching it, bro.
This is 4
I didn't.
Four coma.
Right?
I mean, to be fair, working with a 4 coma, that was a good show, amazing show.
Like, I don't know. It just seems too generic, bro.
Okay,
It
so
could be good. Could be good.
the studio,
Never
Yeah,
mind.
like
Doga Koba,
could
they
be
made
good, bro,
Mikan
but
Kunen, they made
odds
Yuri,
are it's probably not gonna
they
be
made
good.
Himoto, Yumari-chan. Like they know how to do comedy, but I don't know about this show right now.
I don't know about this one, bro.
I'll probably check it out.
This manga's not even being translated in English at all anywhere. So I don't
No,
know.
it is.
Is it?
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I saw it on my app. It was there.
Okay,
I didn't watch it.
okay. Baka Updates did it a long time ago, but it's just not. It's not in their archives anymore. So
I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, so
Like
no,
this
it's
show-
toss up.
It is a 4.
Probably not gonna be good.
right, like Kuma Miko. Like if you're just wondering if you want to watch some random show, I think these two would be one of those good random shows to watch just out of nowhere, which I might do. So maybe we'll see.
Love Lab, dude.
I mean, yeah, Love Lab was
I don't
good.
know.
I love
It's
Love
coming from pretty decent stuff, like
Well,
within the same kind
right.
of genres.
Love
Because
Lab
Love Live was a
amazing.
toss up. No one was thought it was.
No one thought it was good.
We watched it.
And we all
It was
watched
like,
it.
it was like,
That show
yo,
was amazing.
What is this?
What is
bro?
this show? Why do we like it so much?
Like,
It's
why
so
do you like
good.
it so much? It's like Soccer Trick.
It's like
bro.
Soccer
Why
Trick.
do you like
No,
it
no,
so
it's not-
much?
Why do we watch like
Okay, Sakura Trick. I'm
That?
following the manga now too.
Oh my god.
I was like, why do we like it
Why
so
do we like the
much?
show so
bro?
much? Why is the show actually good?
I don't know. Maybe it could be good, man.
Maybe it could be
It's
good.
toss-up.
Maybe it's one of those
It's
ones.
the chill slice of life Yuri.
Yuri, yeah.
You know,
The Yuri gets me, man.
who wouldn't love that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yuri,
It's
Yuri.
about love. I mean, it's so lovely.
Alright,
And
next one, man.
That's
I was catching the death mouse, bro.
That's you, Michael.
you, man.
I lied, bro. Saisen Cerberus. Ryoku no Fatality. Fatality? No, that's not-
Fatality.
The anime is set in a continent ruled by sword and magic called Hunan, 3 A's, where a power balance between the Holy Kingdom of Amoria, the Kingdom of Ishilfen, and the Van Rodis Kingdom. Man, need to stop making words, bro. It's a peace so unstable that any tragedy that befalls any one kingdom will mean war for the entire continent. Another power, the evil dragon Daganzord, also resides also resides on the continent, and no one is powerful enough to stop him from spreading destruction and charred land is in its way. Can I just skip the rest?
Like,
Yeah,
I don't think-
it's fantasies.
Yeah,
like,
it's a fantasy action. Probably gonna be garbage.
Anybody watch it? Yeah, I think somebody
No.
watched it. It's probably Chris's brother watched it on my
I
account.
think. Oh, this is just like the 100. I watched like 2 minutes and then I cut.
Alright. Nice.
Yeah, this looks garbage. bro.
I
It
This is
looks
on my
garbage.
list. I'm gonna watch this. You know why? Because
Why?
I liked that one anime with that guy who something. Shit, what do I?
Oh, that one guy. Oh,
Something he had like
Bleach, Naruto.
he's like a virgin or something.
What?
No, it's
Oh,
like
no,
a
no.
comedy.
No. D. It was D something, right? No, I know what you're talking about.
DT
DT. Yes.
DT
I
something.
love that
DT
show. No,
what is it?
no, it was like DT.
Ixon
was-
Saga DT.
Yeah, no, I love that show.
Yo, it was so funny.
Dude,
It
that
was
show's
so
dope. That
jokes.
show's amazing.
Yeah, this is why I want to watch them.
Okay,
Because,
okay.
like, if it's not a serious like shit anime, one of those cliche ones,
yeah.
and if it's one of these
Garbage,
animes,
bro.
I'm
What are you
going
talking
to
about?
I
bro,
gave
this looks
DT
garbage.
so much leverage. It was
God.
an amazing show.
It was such a good show.
No, let me tell you right now. Bridge is putting all his budget into Fairy Tail, right? Everything else is
Right.
garbage.
That they did a Fairy Tail. I just looked. I haven't seen Fairy Tail at all, so
I liked it.
Yeah, I can't.
The
I can't
Fairy
vouch
Tail
for Fairy Tail.
anime, just like One Piece, is pales in comparison so much.
Yeah, it feels in comparison so much to the manga. I admit that.
The manga is just so
The
good
manga's
because
far
Hiro
superior
Mashita
than the-
is just is like a genius manga
Yeah,
artist.
I know. It's so amazing.
He-
I read
it's just
them.
like
Like,
the anime adaptation can't do anything.
yeah, and this is coming from a person like me that doesn't even read manga.
Right.
I
Okay.
read the
Fair
manga
enough.
for
Yeah.
Fairy Tail.
Okay. So.
Yep.
To the next show. Before I even get to the next show, I've seen clips of this on Crunchyroll. Like they tweet out or like Facebook. This show actually looks interesting. Actually, I might watch it after this. So it's shonen made. The manga revolves around Chihiro Komiya, an energetic elementary school student who is living with his mom. Chihiro is very good at doing housework and chores, and his mother's motto is no work, no food. Motto. After his mother suddenly dies, a man named Madoka Taketori, who claims to be his uncle, shows up and asks Chihiro to come live with him. Chihiro initially refuses, but when seeing the horribly dirty state of Madoka's rich home, he decides to start cleaning it. Then Madoka makes another offer to Chihiro. Then he comes to live with him. But in exchange, Chihiro would do the housework. Chihiro accepts this deal, but suddenly finds himself in a maid uniform.
Sounds like
Interesting.
garbage.
I've seen shows.
Actually.
I've
I
seen
think
clips.
I would like it.
The action was
if
amazing.
he wasn't wearing the maid uniform.
I seen a clip, and the action is actually decent for some reason.
I enjoyed.
I saw the guy in the maid uniform. I'm like, no.
but
like,
I don't
first-
want the maid.
First, I was
uniform.
about to was like, maybe I should watch this. Then I saw this like stuff. I'm like, probably. It's not for me, man.
Like even though it's not an action show, I seen that one clip and I was like, damn, this show actually looks decent.
Alright, thank God I didn't see any clips. Maybe I would have watched it.
Yeah, I probably gonna see like it's not.
If it was in Crunchyroll, I probably would have watched it. But
Okay.
since it's not, I'm just not gonna bother with that.
But
Because I enjoy slice of life no matter what.
right.
And then the concept with it, like he's cleaning after a rich family that's like they don't know what to do with themselves, and he's taking care of them. But then the maid uniform.
Right, but
It's just-
I mean, gender bender is never a good thing for me at least. But still,
Whoa, dude. So this.
well, have you ever
some gender benders are good, but like
like what?
this one's just too like it's not about.
This
the
one just
gender
looks
bender.
stupid.
This one's not about the gender bender.
Yeah, it's
Right,
not
it's not
about it.
about
It just
it.
looks
The
stupid.
gender
It
bender
looks
is just like a quirk. It's
Right,
just
it
another
is
side
a quirk.
thing that's like.
like, alright.
So if this is you, this is your thing, go for it. But it's not Crunchyroll, then I'm not into that. Next one, Sosei no Onmyoji. I've seen this word so many times, I just still can't pronounce it.
This one's not Crunchyroll, I think.
Okay, Rokudo dreams of becoming anything but an exorcist. Anything. but
anything
an exorcist.
Except an exorcist. What a okay.
Then mysterious Benio turns up. The pair are dubbed the Twin Star Exorcists, and learn they are fated to marry.
Wow.
Can Rokuro escape both fates? When he wants to escape for the marriage?
I don't. What?
When Rokuro's best friend Ryogo goes missing, Rokuro is forced to ask Benio for help to enter Magano, the realm of the evil Kegar, I don't know, to
Kegar.
rescue him.
Well,
I watched it.
I haven't seen the show. I heard some
I
people
watched
say it's okay.
the first episode. I didn't watch.
I haven't seen the show, but I've heard
I've heard the manga's good
various
for some reason.
reactions.
Yeah, I've heard various reactions.
I've also heard that
Alright,
also. The manga's good.
Apparently,
but
yeah.
I've heard
It
that
start
the manga's
alright.
good,
The
but
first
the
like
anime was
10 minutes. Oh yeah, Thomas.
I heard that the manga's good, but the anime just honestly didn't have me hooked. Like,
You watched it too, right?
yeah.
I was gonna watch it, and I seen the artwork, and I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which is not to say the artwork. It should be a okay. Go ahead.
Like the
Who's going? Okay.
the first episode was so mixed. It started off really garbage. Towards the end, it got interesting. Kind of like more towards good
I
or
feel like
like decent.
with the type of character
towards
as
the end.
he is, the kind of like I don't
Do
want
you
to be.
agree with that, Thomas?
Hmm?
Like towards the end, it kind of got interesting.
Yeah, it like amped up compared to the beginning, but like still.
Yeah,
I
the
don't know, I
beginning
promise
was
I'll
so
check it out.
garbage. Like the first like 10 or whatever minutes were garbage, and then the second half was like it was interesting.
I mean,
Do I
again,
think it's gonna go anywhere? No. It reminds. I don't know. I don't know why it reminds me of Black Bullet. So
Black Bullet. They show.
I don't know
the-
why.
Black Bullet.
It's like they fight other stuff
Do,
too,
do
right?
they fight giant monsters? Black
Yeah,
Bullet.
they
That's
fight
what they
like
do.
all these like weird monsters in like a next realm, and then the monsters take them to the next realm, and they try to kill them or something. I don't know.
I'm
Reminds me of
probably
Black
gonna
Bullet.
watch at least the first episode of this, but I've heard that it's just ridiculous.
I don't think it's gonna be that good.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well, you can tell me about it. I'm not gonna watch the show.
Like, I don't know.
Hold on.
This is the weirdest. Like
I
of
think
all the things I
it's
watched
up
this
to you.
season, this is
For
the
this
weirdest
one?
one. I can't even critique this properly because it was so weird.
Yeah.
So basically, you should just watch like the first 1 or 2 episodes yourselves, and then
Mhm.
Yeah, because I haven't watched the second. I think the second episode came out today. or like
is it?
a few days back.
Like,
So,
it came out
did
a
I
while
watch the
ago.
second episode?
Yeah, it came out a while ago.
Somebody
I'm
on
gonna
my
watch it.
somebody on my Crunchyroll account has seen both episodes all the way through.
I might have watched it from, but like I don't even remember it because like, I don't know. It's just so weird. It's so like it doesn't leave an impression.
Like okay. Oh yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't think it's gonna be good.
Not good. Okay.
Somehow like it has like it might go somewhere, but
Okay.
just with the way the characters
I also don't like
interact and
how
stuff.
the characters look like.
Yeah, that was my biggest
Like,
qualm.
What
Yeah.
pissed the
problem
girl
with it.
character you see the girl on the right, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely garbage character. Absolutely. Thomas,
The
can
guy-
you agree with this?
Yeah, and the guy cheesed me too. The main
The guy
character.
cheats me too. They both piss me off.
Sounds like a very kiddie anime.
It does look like a kiddie anime, but
It's not a
Like
kiddie
a
anime.
typical shonen.
Typical
anime. Some
shonen.
shonen are good,
okay.
like Boku no Hero
Yeah,
Academia.
It's from Studio Period, the guys who did Bleach, the guys who did Naruto. I mean, they know what shonen
Yeah,
is.
see,
They know what shonen
it's
is.
so weird. I can't. I don't know where it's going.
If anything,
Yeah,
I could just.
I can't even.
stick
I
with
can't
it.
even critique it. How
Basically, it's
abstract
weird.
it was. It's so abstract.
All right, I'm excited for the next one, guys.
Oh, me too. What is it, man?
Alright, guys. The next
No,
one.
all right. Can I put a disclaimer?
Yeah.
I read the synopsis. I was gonna watch this.
Yeah, you
until
told me
I read
about
the
this. I thought, okay,
Till
you
I
can
read
have
the
fun.
title.
You can.
Okay,
The
so
synopsis sounded interesting. Sounded like low-key could be like a Usagi drop or something. You know what I'm saying?
Don't. Okay.
Before I read the title. This is before I read the title.
Man said Usagi
Alright, it's my
drop.
disclaimer.
Jeez.
Alright, so the next title is Super Lovers. A high school boy named Haru and his mother are living overseas. His mother orders him to take care of and civilize his adopted brother Ren,
Civilized.
a wild young boy who dislikes talking with other people. While their relationship is adversarial, I don't know how to say that word to be honest.
Yeah.
Adversarial.
Adversarial.
Yeah. you said it right.
Adversarial. At first, they grow closer as they begin to understand one another.
Shonen AI. Shonen AI.
I was going to did not this without looking at the title, without looking at genres. Didn't that synopsis not sound like kind of interesting?
It seems
No,
prop.
it sounds very gay.
How?
It was
Could've been
kind
like
of.
Usagi drop. Did you watch Usagi drop?
Yes, we
Look,
all.
okay, hold on,
We
hold
all
on.
did.
Look, quotation mark, civilized.
I thought-
adopted
I thought-
brother.
Yeah, I thought it was going to
Civilized.
make
You know what that
sense.
means in the S&M world?
Alright,
Yeah,
my bad.
exactly.
That's a
That's
trait.
civilized.
That
My
means
bad.
to
Sorry,
dominate.
sorry.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
don't-
We know,
my
we
bad,
know, we know. We
sorry.
get it, we get it. It's not Usagi drop.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
guy's crazy.
Low key, this could have been nice. But why does man look like a 24-year-old man?
You know,
Trying to
with
get
like
over
a
like a 8-year-old.
8-year-old.
Yeah,
like, huh?
that-
Like,
Hello?
low key, I'm actually scared.
Like, what?
Low key, I'm scared.
I'm a little
Low
scared
key-
of this one too.
Low key rape, bro.
Oh,
Keep
It
your
might-
kids away
it-
from this one.
Yes, this
It
stuff.
might awaken
Before
something in
it corrupts
someone
us. Well, what would this one? This one's good.
Tanaka-kun. Yeah.
I read the manga.
I haven't watched it. I
Amazing.
heard it's good.
It's so good. I read the manga.
What?
I watched it.
I'm about to watch it.
Watch
It was
it.
on my list, but I don't know. I just
Like
haven't
again,
got
the
to it.
top three like slice of life. Watch this and Flying Witch. You're set.
Yeah, it was up there. Don't worry. I was planning on watching this. It's like a 99%
Right.
watch. Just haven't got to it.
Alright, so tell us the synopsis, fam.
Oh. Alright. So, Tanaka. Alright, so this is Tanaka-kun wa Itsumo Kadaruge.
Tanaka-kun is listless.
Alright.
Yes. If you don't know
Tanaka,
what this
who's a-
means,
It just means like you're bare lazy.
yeah, like you show no
like
interest in
Like
anything.
Hyoka, think of Oreki.
Yes. Oreki.
Alright, so
Favorite
this is
character.
Tanaka, who is a high school student, simply is a slacker and does not want to do anything at all. He loves to sleep during classes and prefer not moving to save energy. One day he meets his classmate Oda, who is exactly the opposite. Oda is energetic and a leader in class. He becomes friends with Tanaka and tries to make him start moving. Yeah.
Right. So
I was gonna watch this.
yeah, watch this. It's one of those shows where because I know the characters they're introducing. That's why I'm so looking forward to it. Because they've adapted it so well right now. So
Yeah, so
I just like the concept of
I like
it.
the
It's just
yeah,
this
the
dude
concept too. Just
trying to be
chill
lazy.
dude. Just
I mean, like,
it shows off the shows how chill it is. Chill dude.
you
just
might
doing
learn
chill things.
something from him too, like how to be more
And
efficiently
more
lazy.
efficient for time.
Yeah.
Again,
For
like
sure.
the main like bulk of the show is just all the side characters. I think that
It's
come
also
into play.
like it's like buddies. Like he has a friend.
yeah,
The friend takes care of him.
yeah, his like cool
It's
ass
like
buddy. Who's
if you've seen the anime You and Me,
you went home? Kimi to Boku
Oh,
again.
yeah.
Oh,
Best
I
place.
love
that's
Best
that's
slice of life.
like yes, this is the epitome of slice of life
Yes.
right here.
Yes, Like
I
Kimi
was
to
probably
Boku.
gonna watch
They got
it.
Tanaka-kun out here. They've got Flying Witch. So like, this season's good for slice of life.
No supernatural or anything. It's actually
just
like
chill people.
a slice of someone's life.
Literally, just a chill
How?
dude.
Flying Witch has supernatural. She's a witch.
Right.
But it doesn't like force it too
It's not
much.
forcing it. It's just like a little. Hey,
She's
look,
just there.
I'm
It's
a
just there.
witch.
It's just there and it's
hang out.
casual.
Yeah, it's like, hey, look, I'm a witch. Let's just hang out.
That's what surprised me the most.
Except she
It's
pulls a
casual.
plant out of the ground. That's
Alright,
curious.
then,
Yeah, that was jokes.
Well, yeah, Tanaka-kun got some.
Yeah.
If you're
very
chill,
recommended.
if
Very recommended.
If you just want to relax, just watch this show, man.
Just like get yourself some cup ramen, some hot water in that, and just go to town, just watch it.
Just be listless with Tanaka-kun.
Get some donuts and get some crepes.
Just chill.
I guess we can
chill.
just cover up the last two.
Yeah, let's just quickly got Terraformers Revenge.
Well, Terraformers in itself.
Okay, I haven't seen Terraformers at all. Second season of Terraformers.
Thomas was damping it like.
Because it's a manga, right?
The manga's good.
How about
I don't know about the anime. The anime's
so garbage.
the
censoring?
anime's apparently good.
Have you seen the censoring?
The censoring in
The
this.
censors became rude.
Have you seen Shadow Ball? Have you
I
seen?
heard it became rude.
I don't know about the anime, but it's one of the most highly rated.
I remember
I've
Thomas
heard
2 years ago at the same time he was amping it.
Because the manga is so good.
The manga was so good.
Came out and it was
So
so
just
And-
like
and I seen-
like the sequels, if you've seen the first few Terraformers, you're probably gonna want to watch
like
this
after
to see if it's on par.
After I saw
But
Kaius,
I'm pretty sure
Shadow
this is
Blast.
like a spin-off. It's like none of the original. I don't see any of the original characters in here.
Oh, what the?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, there are.
Oh yes, there are. Shit.
Oh no.
I'm looking at a different picture.
There we go.
All right,
Exactly.
let's clear it up. We don't even need to know what this is.
What the hell is this, bro?
Tora?
Shino Tora.
Okay, guys.
I haven't seen this. What is this?
The
I haven't
manga,
seen this, bro.
frickin' epic. The anime, fight scenes, concept, epic as well. The art cheeses.
The Archie. No, I watched like the 10 minutes of the first episode.
Just-
Yo, Fab,
Like,
Why
What
does
is
it look
up
like
with
this?
it?
I'm sending it in
Eyebrows.
chat. Why does it look like this? It reminds me of these books, bro.
Don't sleep on those books. Those books are.
Yeah, I
pretty
read them.
good.
Relax.
Yeah.
I'm just saying the cover art just looks like this. Just put that in the
yeah,
video.
it's gonna
The
happen. It's gonna be there.
manga is good. Check out the manga for this one. Like if you're into if you're into like Inuyasha, Bleach, Naruto stuff, this is another one to go after.
Mhm.
But don't watch the fucking anime.
Yeah, I think that's the general consensus.
That's pretty much it.
Whew,
The
so,
leftovers. Why the leftovers?
Leftovers.
we'll do
Oh,
one.
Ansatsu
Nah.
Kiyoshi too.
Alright, fine, whatever.
Read
Which
the
one is it?
manga.
Assassination Classroom.
Ichiro Days.
Read the
Don't fucking know.
manga. Read the
Oh,
manga.
Assassination Classroom is so.
The manga just ended.
It's not gonna go anywhere though.
The
Well, it
manga
does.
just ended,
This
and
show.
the ending of the manga is just amazing.
For Assassination Classroom.
So I think
Yeah,
we could say
Assassination
for both of these.
Oh, the
titles,
anime is lackluster. Honestly.
It was.
for both of
yes.
these
It
titles.
is.
Just read the manga.
Read the manga.
Just read
Ichiro
the
Days,
mangas.
you have to read the manga. I'm telling you, this manga,
I might watch.
Zero Days.
it's like I'm
The
comparing
ending song for the first season bumps though. I rate it.
for
Yeah.
Assassination
so-
Classroom.
Also
Oh my
considering
Shooting
love
Star.
considering that these are
Yeah.
25 episode animes or 24 episode animes, yeah, just read the mangas. It's a lot
Yeah.
quicker. It'll save you lots of time, and it'll guarantee you a better quality and experience.
Still watch.
Probably, yeah.
It's lackluster.
Alright, so I guess this has
Yeah.
been a slice. We've been for 3 weeks into the spring 2016 season. We've been at AniChart. We kind of, revived our old team with Blots, new member.
Yay! I'm here.
Yep. So we've just discussed the anime chart. Well, the first part of it, we're probably going to do a transition into the TV shorts and movies for another episode because this has been like 2 hours of just us talking about anime.
Oh my god!
So
I
just
haven't eaten anything yet.
right,
I need
just
I ate
realize that
before
we've
we
been
talked.
we're just talking for 2 hours straight, which is amazing. Anyways, I've been XanNex.
Bye.
Blots.
I don't even get to say my name.
No.
Oh, yo.
What the
You
heck
must
is
have
that?
black
You
Asian.
always
No,
change your
no,
name in
no.
here. You're the black
No.
Asian. You're the black Asian in this video, but what are you gonna be the next video?
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
could be anything. It
Oh,
could be
that's true.
it
Maybe
could
I
be
need to switch up my
Hatatan.
name the next
Like,
video.
it could be Hatatan the next video.
I'm always Blots though. So
Alright.
yes, father.